some form of a recap. We'll see how great it is because even I.
Sorry.
It might be.
You'll see how great I am.
You'll see how great I am in memory. If I remember right, we last session was spent. You all were on the border of the Wind Swirls, getting ready to enter the territory known to be under the rule of Ophelion, the Judge of Plausibility. You guys had entered with you, and I believe you had 30 men, maybe 31 with the secretly snuck on board Alan Moria, the Squire. Very quickly, you realize, kind of casually, you enter, and you very quickly realize, oh, how serious this place is, as one of the 3 scouts who ran ahead was killed for literally going too fast, and there's no way to know how fast you can and cannot go. Another one lost an arm, doing the same thing, trying to get back, and then eventually was slain whenever he entered the territory. You all had learned a couple rules, which I think Jan took the time to write down and post somewhere. I may be mistaken, but I think you put it in one of the chats.
Yeah, they should be in here somewhere.
You did post it. I remember seeing it.
Probably above all the weird gifts you guys sent.
Oh fuck!
Have my man.
Again, there was scroll.
I still have them written
Scrolling.
down.
Oh, there it is.
So I think Jen had saved some of these. We did have a talk, I remember, out of character, brought up by Swills, that some of the more menial things, like having to eat 3 meals a day, brush your teeth before you leave, things like that aren't really part of a heroic fantasy. Those are things we'll just assume your characters are well enough equipped to remember to do. And at worst case scenario, I might ask for like a proficiency roll check to see how well you remembered. But for the most part, things that aren't like major, you don't have to keep up with. However, you can't complain if you get called out on something you've already broken. For example, if Michael Garr decides to insult someone again or be rude. He's had his warning. He's had his warning. So things like that, you very much so should pay attention to.
Kind of not helping.
Michael Fart.
Yeah. So there are things like that, so keep that in mind. But otherwise, you guys had realized how dangerous it was, started keeping track of the rules. You finally got to the first outpost, and realized that some positions, guards, or maybe other positions, have a bit more leeway with the rules, as our dear friend Morden realized that they were somewhat lying about knowing when the watchman, their boss, quote unquote, that you don't know much about, will get back. But eventually you realize you pulled your power card and you left before the watchman could get back, not wanting to waste time and not wanting to risk your cover being blown quicker than necessary. And as you all left after some traveling, you decided it was best to pawn off your men to the dear genie patron of Professor Dirt. To which you did, and, well, you guys don't know exactly where they are in character, but they're having the time of their life. No, they're having the time of their life.
You're fucking dead.
And during that time, you also had all of your wagons repoed. Or taken, stolen, something of the sort. I think there was...
there was a note that said
there was
they got towed.
Yeah, there's a note saying basically there's no one there. And the only person who knows this is Michael Garr, but poor Squire Alan Moria was still stowed away in the carriages whenever they were towed away. So Michael Garr knows that he is like missing right now with these carriages, as he is.
Let's just go.
He has not told anyone else, but he is fully aware, and he's decided to stay quiet about it for now. And we ended the session
I'll
off.
look a lot cooler when I accidentally find him later.
I think Mo5 left a little bit early, so I think this is kind of into the realm of what he may not remember, which is not too much. The session ended with you all approaching some form of town. You saw smoke in the distance. You saw some buildings, some form of a settlement. Not very large, but that's kind of where we start. With you on the outskirts of this town, soon to be your first interactions with how people are living here.
Cool.
I suppose before we get started, does anyone have questions, things they need to bring up?
Well, I missed you.
I believe at like 7.
I missed you too. What?
How long is that from now?
I don't know.
Hours.
Yeah, something like that. We'll be done normal time.
Okay.
Anyway. Last thing I have to say, Jesus, that's so loud. I do have one thing to say. Next week, what's next week? The 14th. I will not be good for D&D. I'll be going to a live show this Saturday, or Sunday. I'm going to one on Saturday and Sunday, but that means I won't be free to run Saturday.
Wow.
I hope you enjoy your live show.
No, I really hope I do.
I hope you don't enjoy it.
I hope you enjoy it so much
I
that
hope
you
it's
storm
kinda
up on
mid.
stage and join.
I hope not, because I plan on taking, I think, mushrooms, so I do not want to be on stage at that
Oh
time.
my
I hope you
God.
drink a lot of water.
I probably
Yeah,
won't.
I do.
I hope the
that.
show is kind of mid, but the experience is kind of fun.
I hope you drink too much water.
Dude,
I thought we started D&D
I hope
soon.
the entire time you're
What's
there,
wrong
all you
with you
think
people?
about is D&D.
I kind of hope that you drink so much water that your mouth gets, you know, soaked.
I hope
You have to go like pad your mouth down in the bathroom.
What?
I hope you D&D do not drive.
Real.
Oh, so true. So true.
Yeah, I will be
am-
driving in the
That
evening,
car
but
keys
by that
ends
time I
up
should
in
be
your
okay.
hands.
Okay, let's start the game.
Yeah, we need to start. I'm just adjusting some volumes. Just
Oh,
for some reason, volumes have changed.
How about you adjust your attitude?
Shut up, bitch.
Baron?
Whoa.
Did you like that attitude adjustment?
That was good.
Wow.
Oh, that's the name, attitude adjuster. You just reminded me of something. Good job.
Dude,
What?
players with attitude.
All right. Yeah, all of you right now. I'm trying to remember if you got. I think you guys do have horses actually, because I think you
Yeah, we
summoned
have a
summoned
horse
steed.
situation.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you got
like,
summoned
people
steed. I
have
don't know who you
horses.
have.
Phantom steed, fine steed.
Yeah, so
I think,
I think there's at least a few.
Flying.
Yeah, there's at least a few horses or two horses. Some people on the back, some people are flying, I think. And you guys are approaching this town. You see the smoke in the distance. Just from the get-go, the first things you see as you're approaching, because once again, there's not many forests. It's kind of just a very open area. You see small buildings. You don't see like really any major wall on the outside, which leads you to believe this is a smaller place. There's no wall. There's no evidence. You see a tower on the main roads going in and out. And just from a distance, you kind of realize all the houses seem to be either black or white, or some variation. They're not like made of wood, or they're not made of brick or like stone, or if they are, they're painted. But they're all either a black or white color, and there's no like variation. So many of the
Like
houses,
Tudor housing.
yeah, kind of. Right away when you get it, it feels very dull and almost organized. Not like normal city. There's nothing. It's really almost impossible probably to tell these houses apart besides some of their shapes. And maybe you'd be like, oh, that house is the tall one that's white, and that's the small one that's white. But you notice that right away from the distance. You don't see. I mean, it's daytime right now. You don't see any torches, and you also do not see any flying like devils that you saw earlier in the evening flying around. There's really nothing about it. The only thing you've noticed, you're still too far away for that right now. The only thing you've noticed is you noticed a couple of flying squirrels that you noticed earlier flying on the
Flying
wind.
swirls.
Yeah, the ones you'd spotted them last time, or Neelan did at the very least. Spotted some of them in the trees looking around and flying on the wind swirls. You see some of them
Pretty
making
sure I
their
did
ways
do
around.
that.
But yeah, you guys are on this road, and as you get closer, you can. Jen, you were talking about wanting to see people. Did you want to like scope it out with your spyglass first, or
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do that.
yeah,
Open my
you
character sheet.
guys get a little
Oh,
bit
you just-
closer, and
okay.
you fly up a little bit, and you use your spyglass. Give me a perception check, please, with advantage. That's what this was. Well, I mean a muffin.
Mmm.
Is that person eating a muffin?
Hitting a muffin.
Man, that looks delicious.
You notice right away that every house you look at is in fact either black or white. You notice that some of them are made of wood or stone, but they've all been either painted or turned, or in some format, the color has changed to black and white on materials that wouldn't normally be that color.
Interesting.
The road
Fascinating.
itself is like a very straight stone road that's pure white. It is like a white. It's almost like concrete, which is weird because that's not a normal thing around here. It's almost like in real life if you saw a concrete sidewalk. It's almost like that. but pure white.
Interesting.
You notice people, a lot of people. There's a lot of people out walking around, like maybe a couple hundred, and you notice right away that every single person is dressed very traditional, like modest-like. A good example in our world would be like pilgrims or like the Quakers, like early settler type style. So they're wearing
Mormons.
aprons and like and like bonnets. The women were wearing bonnets on their
Like the
head.
buckle hat.
Yeah, and like the men have like buckle hats, and they're all either dressed in some form of black or white. And it's like that. Everyone has like, if you're wearing black, you might have like a white undershirt, or like the men have black suits, or like and like coats.
Are
Well,
the
kind of creeping me out.
And they all walk
are the
very
houses
straight.
either black or white, or are they a bit of both?
Some of them have a little bit of a gradient, but mostly it's just black and white, almost entirely.
As in, like, is the whole house white, or is
Yeah.
it like white and then accents, or is it all black with accents, or is it just all white?
Some
all
of them
black?
have accents like that, but there are houses that are just pure, like the roof, the walls, everything's just pure white
Okay.
or black. But there is some like variation where there's accents. And you see them all walking around. They all walk very straight, and you see they do hold like baskets with stuff. And you see they also talk to each other. And it's not like they're all quiet, but they're very like, you can tell just from watching from a distance that they're very like stiff and manners
Modest.
and very modest
Respectful.
and traditional. I'll give it to you. At the 17, you also notice the one weird thing you kind of notice. The only like really weird like outlier thing you notice about anyone walking around are there are a couple people who are much taller than the general populace. Most people are just like normal human height, but there are a couple people who are like 7 feet tall, and they wear like long pale coats, and they stand out because they have like a palish like cream color coats, and they don't wear black or white. And they have these long coats that kind of go from their shoulders all the way down to their legs, and the coats pop up in high collars, and they wear like a dark fedora on their hat, and like their entire face is like hidden with the fedora and the high collared coat, and they all have, everyone you notice has like a large newspaper opened up in front of their face, and they're walking around, and you can kind of very briefly, when you focus on one of them, notice their eyes are darting around, and underneath their eyes are kind of like this reddish hue. Their pupils are kind of reddish, and they're like looking around everywhere, but you can't really see their face. It's hidden behind the newspaper and, of course, their coat and the fedora.
Interesting.
But they kind of give you their creeps.
I relay this to the party.
Quiet.
Well, I guess we should introduce
concur.
ourselves politely.
Do you think we're gonna get in trouble if we go in there not black or white?
Do we have a way of changing our outfits? I think it'd be safe to do that.
Anybody have like a makeup or disguise kit or something? Or...
Let's do
Um,
blackface, guys. Yay.
I don't know.
I-
About
I
that.
don't
think
think
this
that's
is-
bad at all,
Sorry, excuse me,
actually.
excuse me.
Don't write that down.
I do have a disguise kit. I think at least I did.
Yeah, but
I mean,
can
I
you
guess
do
if we get a-
everybody?
We get a
It's just
warning.
like it.
It's
Yeah,
Yeah,
really
I do
just-
have a disguise kit.
Just send one person into the city and see if they get warned. I guess for not being black and white.
Well, let's assume, is there like an obvious like entrance, or like this is the point of which we have entered the city bounds or the village?
There's like a little guard post similar to the one you had to when you entered the territory. There's like a little
Okay.
like building
I
that's
think we'll just
obviously a guard
we should
outpost.
approach the. I'll at least start approaching the guard post. Let's at least go to the guard post. I'm sure there's a point where, we won't.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah. Let's try to let's try and talk to before we enter. Hail.
As you get closer to this building, this really dark, tall tower with a white bell at the top. Whenever you call out that, you hear the door kind of push open. You see a guard dressed similar to the one before that has kind of like their goggles, is wearing a very black suit. And on the hat, on his head where the hat is, it has like this weird like fan of feathers. steps out. All these feathers are black and white. I believe the other man had red feathers. He steps out.
Their outfits are so cool.
He steps out. He pushes his goggles up. Travelers. Good evening, sirs. And ma'ams.
Good evening.
And an even gooder evening to you. Bows.
Rolls eyes.
You see he bows deeper slightly than you did.
I bowed a little bit deeper.
He bows a little bit deeper.
Yes, a very polite person, much like myself. I will not have us contest.
You
Chase.
Hawkins, you instantly hear in your ear, "Warning for self-boasting," and then it quotes. Just as polite as myself. The line where you compliment your own politeness.
Fawnde pulls out his notebook. No self-boasting.
This is going to be hard.
I've done a fumble once again.
He he smiles. There's no need to be too modest. Being too modest is grotesque.
Huh.
How foolish of me.
Well, that we can agree with.
So it seems you have come to our small town. He smiles and he kind of like puts his hand out. This is our town, now called Quaint. Our quaint little town.
Oh, quaint.
Warning for shitty pun.
Anyway,
What brings you to our town?
passing through, we would love to maybe stay the night if something was that would be possible. Do you
If you're willing to pay.
accept visitors?
Visitors are more than welcome as long as you abide by the rules of Quaint.
And would I be so bold as to ask those rules?
He kind of points down the road. Go down the road to the right, and a few more feet down, and you'll find a board in the center of our town. There has our town rules.
Oh.
Ah.
That's nice.
Convenient.
Wonderful. May we, if we were to enter now, would we be breaking anything? Just to. We don't.
I shall let you in, but I do warn you, be careful what you do because you'll break a rule before you read it.
The sign is close, right? It's like it's not on the other side, right?
That's close enough. Modest individuals like yourself, I'm sure, will be quite fine. Also, he smiles. Also, I'll give you directions to our tailor. It'll be across the way from the board, and to the left, a little bit farther. You'll notice it. There's a large sign.
Oh, that sounds nice.
I hope they'll make you nice clothes. He kind of, you see, he kind of eyes your clothes and like smiles, but you can tell he's like kind of.
He's judging
Your clothing, yeah. You can tell right away that your clothing is not. Something is up with your clothing, obviously.
Fawnde
They don't
looks
like that.
down and kind of shies away. He feels undressed now. Underdressed.
So is there's no way of seeing the rule board from here?
No, I mean not with your own eyes. I don't think, unless you use clairvoyance.
Like not
or-
with the spyglass or anything?
No, and there's a turn or two in there.
Oh, okay. Well, how about fellas? I will enter and I will peruse the rule board and I'll return to make sure nothing else. None of you good boys break any rules. How's that sound?
You can't.
Sure you don't
tell
want
us.
company?
If you'd like to go instead.
We kind of all
hook
have
'em.
to go. You can't tell us.
Yeah, we can. I thought it was just other people couldn't tell us.
I was just thinking one of us should
Yeah,
go in case we are
exactly.
breaking a
We
rule.
can't-
So only one of us.
Other
instead of
people
all of us
can't
does.
tell. So why would we be able to tell each other?
Oh yeah.
Because we're like one unit, you know? We're like one group of people.
I don't think that's.
Hawkins, I'll go, Hawkins.
'Cause we're just
We
different.
can't risk jeopardizing you at the moment.
That's because we're different, but these people live here, you know? They're
Okay.
residents.
Morden starts walking towards the center.
Have fun,
Uh,
Morden.
I mean,
How tall are you, Morden?
I would
Do you
like to
think?
say I am just a bit shorter than the average height of a halfling.
What
So
do you
that
mean,
would
that's like
probably
3
be
feet, 4 feet? No,
three,
exactly.
3.5 feet.
Okay. You start walking, and you're probably about 50 feet in, and a mouth pops up beside you and states, "Children must be occupied with their guardian. Children cannot walk freely in the city.
Oh my.
Please quickly
You-
return to your guardian, or you shall be
just see
punished."
Morton turn around and just quick, just like, a fast walking back. Looks up towards Hawkins. I need a guardian. As I reach my hand out.
Galen raises his hand.
Can I do a
Galen raises his hand.
Constitution save to try and not laugh at?
Yeah, you can if you like.
This is what this is gonna be
Galen-
what kills Hawkins'
Elam is
character.
laughing, but knows
At
that,
the end, that's up to you, but
You're
That's
a
but knows
fine.
that
slight
you
troll.
have the same fate.
Just inhale a little
Elon is
bit.
like,
Oh,
We
sorry,
don't have the
excuse
same problem.
Mm,
Morton's fist just tightened just slightly.
Fucking
me. Also, anything for my...
I just grab your hand and we just start tugging you.
I'm just, what a lovely day it is. Let's go. I've got the giggles.
The guard smiles, and the guard offers to host the other 3 of you inside the guard tower while you wait, seeing that you don't want it. He doesn't seem to like pressure you into going with the other 2, but he does offer you hospitality inside the guard
Yeah, I'll
house.
wait in the guard tower.
All right.
I love guard
As
towers.
the 2 of them start walking out, you enter the guard tower, and this is the first building you've been inside here. You notice right away that the entire room is black. The windows are, weirdly enough, there's windows on the outside, so it makes you think you could look inside. But whenever you get inside, you realize the windows you can't actually see out of. The
Oh.
windows are like almost like the one-way mirror windows, except the one way is on the side from inside, so you can't see out.
Interesting.
And you sit down, and all you see is like on the simple table, he pulls out some stools, and on the table he gets some tea going, and he smiles and says, "I'm sorry, but all we have is black tea. I hope that works for all of you. No allergies."
Yes.
Yes, you do have allergies to black tea.
No.
Okay.
Yes, I will be fine with that. Is what I meant.
What did we decide, Fawnde? If Dampiers I can have food and I won't die?
Yeah, you won't
It just
die,
doesn't
but
do
I mean,
anything
it
for me.
doesn't nourish you.
Okay. Yeah,
It might-
that sounds good.
You're a Dampier?
It's pronounced vampire.
He did some tea going, and you just notice this room is very empty. There's a picture on the table nearby of a almost, you can't even tell what it is. It's like a portrait, but the portrait's like shadowed out, so you can't tell who the portrait's of. But otherwise, there's not much in here, and there's some stairs going up to a higher level, but that's about it.
Hmm.
And you faintly hear a from upstairs. That beating noise. The 2 of you walking through the town. You get a bunch of friendly
Arms very
smiles.
sweaty.
You see a bunch of friendly smiles. Everyone you pass has these smiles when they see you. They smile and say, "Oh, we'd love to have you in Quaint. It's a pleasure to have you here." And every single person greets you with something like that. And like after you walk for a few moments, you've got like 50 greetings like that.
Gar
Big
looks.
toothy grin back.
Gar just looks like slightly disturbed. It's very off-putting to him.
Is Michael Gar with them? Did you just follow them? Where'd you
Oh
go?
wait, I
Tag along.
forgot. I was not there, but now
Michael
I am.
Gar-
Okay, now
Michael
I'm
Gar's
following
like,
them.
I guess I'm following them.
You followed the wrong group.
You turned Mike. Yeah,
Wait,
Double-cheated myself.
Michael
We're holding
Gar
you up,
accidentally
like-
with them. He
Morgan
realized-
on the other hand.
Okay. I think this makes the most sense. Gar got confused of like what he was supposed to do, so he's ended up like falling
Morton
behind
swinging
him.
between me and Michael.
Yeah, Michael Gar like grabs Morton's hand like because he's a little bit like freaked out. It's like
Interesting
Hey, about
town we got here, huh?
it's so good to meet you. Hello, yes, my name is Hawkins. It's a pleasure. Yes, hello.
whenever you
I'd
start
love to
like
come over
saying,
for tea.
whenever you start talking, you realize very quickly your progress slows down as when you say hello, I'm Hawkins, they all start trying to have conversations with you, and you have to like politely break it off. And then as soon as you introduce yourself
yeah,
again, someone else
definitely.
tries. And a lot of their conversations are very similar. Like it's not like
Well, yes. We'd
It's
love
like they
to
all-
stop for- have some drinks at the public house. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I
just-
love your jacket.
just like that. You got
That
it.
buckle is particularly shiny. Oh, yes.
Morgan, you kind of realize, listening to this, just kind of your area, that they're not all saying like the same things because they are like brainwashed or anything like that. There's nothing suspicious like that. But you just realize all these people just kind of live the same lives. They just kind of have the same small life. Like they don't. Quite frankly, they're pretty boring. You think? They always talk. It's like just small talk. That's all they have. But they try and do it a lot. But eventually,
Small town.
Hmm.
eventually, you all push your way, quote unquote, through to the town center, which opens up into this nice circular white concrete stone area. And all you notice there is a board, and then you see a large like metal stick in the ground nearby the board. But there's nothing on the stick.
Oh, you're a cheesemonger. I do dabble in the dairy. Oh, sorry. We just one moment. We have to look at this.
Who is looking at the
Thank
board?
you.
I'm guessing all three of you.
Yep.
What languages do all of you speak? A lot or a few?
I know someone speaks all of them.
I can speak Dwarvish, Elvish, Halfling, and Common. So
Okay.
I speak Aquan, Common, Goblin, and Sylvan.
I
Okay.
speak common and draconic.
None of you notice. None of you can read this language innately on this
Oh my
board.
God.
You realize right away as you get to the board. None of you. There are some parts like you see the top is like in common and it says the rules of the Quaint village, and then, but then when you get to like underneath it, none of it's really eligible to you.
anyone can read this. I look towards Michael Gar and Hawkins.
No. Maybe we should ask one of these polite people to read it for us, unless that's one of the rules we can't break.
Look at just
If
heavily
only
breathing.
someone could read it.
Such a shame.
Maybe we should ask
Well,
someone.
can I do a-
Excuse me.
Oh, can I do a
There you
check
go.
just to see if I can like get an inkling of what language this is?
Yeah, give me a history check. I think.
Can I help? With that?
Yeah, I would need
Yeah,
help. I'm actually
give 'em a-
stupid. I forgot about that.
But you have advantage. It shouldn't be that hard of a check.
Okay, so it's sorry, history with advantage. Just to confirm.
No.
History. I have 0 intelligence. It's neutral though. It's fine. Advantage.
It won't be that hard of a check.
Okay.
That's good enough.
Sweet.
All of you know each other very well. You also realize between the three of you, you guys know quite a few languages, and you know like what languages each of you know. And you can kind of deduct that if it's not none of any of those, any of the common ones you know, or even some of the slightly more weird ones, it's most likely one of the devil languages, which none of you at three know.
Oh, that would make sense.
So you
But
kind
do
of
we
assume
know
it's
that
probably.
any of them in our group speaks that?
I feel like I would know that.
You would. I feel like
We
all
would
of you
know.
would probably know each other's skill sets. Besides maybe
Yes.
Fawnde to some extent. I think
Yeah,
all of you.
then you guys
each
would
other.
know that. You guys would know that Neelam knows every language.
Okay. Then I say we just go back and send Neelam. That's what I say in character.
Yes,
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I think it would be best at. I feel like. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Yes,
something.
gonna
need a
else, but we can
guardian.
do that later. Yeah, I was gonna say. Probably just bring Hawkins with them again.
Mr. Cheesemonger, you wouldn't happen to have a this to common dictionary, would you? How bold of me to ask, I know.
You're looking for the. Sees that accidentally. He really apologizes because he like chokes on a piece of cheese. Wow.
Good stuff.
You see like he's like, oh, I'm so sorry about that. Give me just one moment. And you see he turns around and like runs into a house that's nearby.
I suppose that's easier than getting.
And
Neelam.
he runs back out. He holds this book in his hand, and right away when you see the book, you've never even seen like Professor Dirt with a book like this. It's probably a couple thousand pages long. Like it's huge. Like he has to use both hands underneath it to carry it. Here you are, the dictionary of all important terms and words of our lovely land. Written and signed by Ophelion, Her Majesty herself. She didn't sign, well, personally, but it was personally written by her. It's mass-produced, though. I don't have the honor of knowing such a wonderful woman.
Even to have a copy is such an honor. Thank you so
Well,
much. I'll return this toothpaste.
He smiles to you, to hands it to you. It's not, well, it is an honor to have, he corrects himself, but every family has one.
Oh, I nearly got him.
Let's see how many people we can get killed by breaking the rules.
that's Hawkins' new goal, is to try and get these people to break a rule.
That's so fucked up. Oh my god.
That is actually
What did I
evil.
agree to?
No. I just have little intrusive thoughts sometimes.
Hawkins, warning. Inner monologue. Negative feelings towards another person.
No, if I give this a ruling as a monologue, I'm gonna die.
Literally 1984.
By the way,
Wrong think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thank him politely. I shake his hand. He offers me a piece of cheese. I eat it humbly.
You hold this book, and you're very strong, so you don't like
You're
nearly
so
drop
humble.
anything, but you are surprised by how heavy this book is. It feels like there's like rots inside of it.
Oh, the knowledge in this book, the stories it could tell. Well, how about would you two get the lump?
Yeah. I think that's the best.
Hawkins is like,
I mean, I think we should all go back and then send two people.
I can't
here.
carry
think
this
because-
back.
Oh, well, just hand it over. I got it. Respectfully, please. With respectfulness.
I'm crying.
You see a bunch of people like surround Hawkins and start patting him on the back. It's all right. We all cried
I
whenever
just-
we saw the beauty of this language. There's so much to behold.
I love books.
I stick up my hand. I stick it out.
Thank you. How about you two get the lump and I'll sit here and try and pass through this beautiful tome.
Never mind. Don't stand. Don't hand it to me, bitch.
Oh, you wanted? Oh, I thought you were.
As
I
I,
just-
stick
I
my
just
hand
couldn't-
out.
What? I don't know what's going on.
All right. Okay, pat you on the back. Gives you a little kiss on the cheek.
Thanks.
oh,
Yeah.
Public displays of affection.
Death for being a slut. Okay, I'm gonna go get Neelam. I don't know who's coming with me, but I'm going.
I mean, I'll be going back and pretty much switching
Okay.
places because yeah, I don't need to go back.
And
Like, as you
I'm
guys make
sticking
your
a
way
nap with
back,
the book.
I just know I couldn't
book.
carry this all the way back.
Hawkins
I
starts looking at the
couldn't.
book.
That's why I was so okay.
Back at the outpost tower, the three there are having their tea, talking, and probably just having
Yeah, sure.
playing small talks. Whenever someone knocks on the door, the guard says, "Enter." You see another guard similar to the ones you met at the original outpost. Except he doesn't have the feathers on his hat. Enters, sir. We Sir Myler was just wondering about those wagons. Is he good to we can't destroy them. We figured we would take them apart and use them for as more building materials if the owners did not show up.
Wagons?
And you see
we should
the
have
guards
asked
like, that's all right. And then you hear wagons, and he looks towards you.
Wait. Excuse me. Where did you guys find those wagons?
The main guard looks at you. No, they were located on the road heading this way. They were abandoned. Well, for the most part. We assume
what do you
they-
mean for the most? For the most part.
Well, they were mostly abandoned because there were not enough people to man that many carriages. That we don't really know how they got there.
Is there anything? This is for you, Fawnde. Was there anything like identifying on those wagons, or were they?
You guys would know they were yours if you saw them. I mean,
No, but I mean, like, is there a way we could like? Hey, those are ours because it has
Proof.
this thing on it. Yeah.
it has a cool blue fucking stripe on it.
you guys
Just the
have
guy
like
in
the
a barrel.
flags of Castle Oddity and of Kadoy itself, and you guys have like the same badges and stuff. Like you
Okay,
have
fine.
matching attire.
The Fondar is gonna stand up and be like, believe those are our wagons.
I think.
You see the guard looks at you and says, "Are you sure those are your wagons?"
How does he say this? Do I need to do a?
You can do an insight check if you like.
You're totally gonna get finessed here. You're fucked.
What am I? Perception check.
You're doing an insight to
Insight.
see if, see what he's saying.
Damn.
I mean, you can take it as you want. I mean, you definitely not any insight for me though.
Fawnde's gonna like think about it for a moment and look over at Neelam and Professor Dirt. Those are probably our wagons, right?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
He turns
Yeah.
back to the guard. Yeah, 100%.
You see his face kind of drops a little bit. He nods. All right. Well, you're free to go to the impound lot and retrieve them if they're yours.
Do you know how much roughly that will cost us?
It is probably, it could vary. It could be 5, maybe 10. I don't know exactly what Sir Meyer sets it at his impound lot anymore.
Silver, gold, bronze, copper?
They have their own currency. Oh, fuck. They have their own currency.
Oh my god, I can't wait to do a whole fucking bank arc again. It's
You
gonna be
see
great.
he like shakes his head at all those, like, we don't use that currency around here.
Great.
Perhaps you could work out a discount with Sir Myers. Maybe he'd be a little more generous to travelers.
Okay.
But we don't
Do you have
use the monetary system like that.
Do you have a currency exchange?
He like says, he like kind of shakes his head like, no, we have no use for that in this town.
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll figure something out. Thank you for not destroying our wagons.
He smiles. We almost would have, but luckily you arrived, I suppose.
Yeah, what a coincidence. That's crazy.
About that time, you, Michael Garm, you knocked on the door. And you are allowed in. They bring you in.
What another coincidence.
Yeah,
Good timing.
we need Neelam's help reading.
They killed
because,
Hawkins.
oh yeah, Hawkins is dead. Yeah, I need Neelam for his reading with his brain.
Oh.
Yeah, we're tagging out.
Yep.
You're tagging me out.
Oh, guys, we found our
Um,
wagons, by the way.
Awesome.
Oh,
I would assume
Did
they
you,
would get the nearest
did
town.
you
which
bring
we
the
asked
book
earlier.
with you?
No.
No, Hawkins is sitting down at the court
Hawkins is
center
just
trying to read
reading
it.
I mean, I guess I'm just gonna, high five Morden on the way out. I'm gonna
Mhm.
whisper to Morden, Godspeed, soldier.
Huh? What do you mean by as he just leaves through the door?
Yeah.
Sure.
Neelam, you see a mouth open up beside you. Warning. Mentioning a god without mentioning their name is a crime. Do not use gods' names lightly. Be sure to address them appropriately.
Don't say God's name in vain.
Write that one down.
He writes it down without writing the word God. It just says, don't
The
say
capital G.
the name in vain. Yeah.
Well, there's not one god necessarily, but it's saying like, well, maybe that could
Yeah,
be it too.
any
You
of
don't know
them,
what you're
yeah.
taking. Yeah.
As soon as I get out the door, I'm like jumping for joy that I don't have to go through the whole currency exchange arc that they're about to have to go through.
So
go with Neil.
Michael Gar and Neelam are making their way back again to the center,
I'm
right?
coming.
Nope.
Oh, you're
Professor
going as well.
Dirt's good.
Professor
do
Dirt's
an
in, I'm tagging out.
investigation on this
Is
book.
it just me?
Yeah, we'll do two in a second,
No, it's
Hawkins.
us
I'll
two.
let you do something
Oh,
before
you're
they get
right.
there.
Fawnde's there.
I thought we were all trading spots.
Well,
I'm
we
going
haven't come
anyway.
back yet, so.
It's okay, we can do a group of 4.
Anyway, the more people
I-
we bring into the town before we know the rules, the more risks we take. of
It looks
making
like they're not
mistakes.
as strict. We managed to make there once without breaking any rules, so it's not It shouldn't be
Yeah.
that bad.
Well, we're
luckily.
Yeah,
fucking
they seem to be a
awesome
little
and super
forgiving.
smart, so
Not just dirt.
They,
Dirt can go. I
as
don't-
you're walking, Professor Dirt, give me a perception check.
Okay.
As all of you are kind of strolling through.
Oh, finding my fucking button there.
Professor Dirt, more like Professor Perception.
More like
Professor P.
Dirt. Perceptor Dirt.
Professor Dirt, you notice one of these really tall individuals wearing these cream-colored coats that go all the way down to their legs, and the face is kind of hidden, and you kind of take a peek at them. These people don't interact with anyone. They just walk down the streets, and they kind of they really do stand out because they're extra tall and they don't talk to anyone. And you kind of pay a little attention to them, and you see these red, like, beady eyes behind the newspaper, peeking
Oh.
around, just watching, looking around, just watching. And you notice as it kind of lands on you, and as it lands on you, you feel your body kind of shiver, as if you can tell that it's just like read something about you. Like, you don't know what that means necessarily, but it
That's great.
whenever the eyes landed on you, you realize it learned something about you, and you don't know what or for what reason. And you also
gonna-
realize right away that that's not a person, normal person at
I'm
least.
gonna telepathically whisper to Deala, yeah, don't look at those guys in the eyes. Don't look at them too hard.
Professor Dirt,
Hey.
Uh-oh.
you did a warning that says secretive communication. Secretive communication is not
Okay, well,
allowed.
I guess I'm doing a mute arc.
You were doing mute. You gotta start using letters. You can talk with letters and shit, but secretive
Oh my god.
secretive talking is not permitted within, but it specifically says within the town of Quaint. You've talked before, I believe, and not been warned,
No sidebars.
but in the town of
Yeah,
Quaint.
anything you gotta say, everybody's gotta hear it.
Okay, I wanna fucking pull out a sheet of paper from my tome.
You can talk with like, I think you could weirdly talk with like. Do you
I
have
can't talk, like I can't form words.
What, do you have like
No.
what, minor illusion or anything like that?
Probably. Yeah, I do.
If you do, I'd allow
That's
like
a, that's a little ableist of the rules. I've got to say.
yeah, but
Yeah, well, they
but
also got
it's
Morning
it's like a
Without
very
Babies,
like
so-
him talking.
true.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
this
perfect.
fucking
Her
city's
talking
ableist
with
as
this.
shit.
Her talking with minor illusion in this sense is like very gonna be very weird and jarring, but you could use that to talk. It'd be like listening
Isn't
to
being
like
weird also against the rules?
yeah, kinda, but yeah,
It's very riding the line.
it depends. You know, there's options. Anyway, so you notice that, and you get warned afterwards. The mouth appears and warns you about secret talking in the town of Quaint. And as
Great.
you walk, yeah, great. That's a very true statement. Hawkins, give me a. I just wanted to say reading check. I don't know what that would be. Intelligence check.
Raw intelligence, that's fine.
Yeah.
Where are you? I think I'll just, you are.
Nice.
Sure. What are you looking for? If
I'm
anything.
I'm basically. So is this just like almost like? Are these all like? Is it just a dictionary or is it like a bunch of terms and phrases? Like a
You
phrase book.
realize very quickly that there's phrases and terms in here as well. As you start to realize new terminology, it like there's words that say new terminology of the wind swirls, and you realize a lot of words and meanings and like different things have different words and names now, under the rule of Ophelion. And like for example, like you find something that says milk steak, and it's like
What?
milk steak, and it is described as the word milk steak, and then it shows it in the other language, and it is described as being a steak from a cow. It's literally just a steak from a cow, but it's called milk steak because cows make milk.
Moo.
So just weird stuff like that.
Alright, I guess I'll start by like going over the looking through the glossary and just looking for all the different like subheadings. Like what are the how do they taxonomize or like these phrases and terms? Like is it this is for use for this subject and this subject and things like that? Like what are the subjects I'm looking at that they feel is important to put in this book?
Subjects are like politeness to a man, politeness to a woman, talking to someone of superior rank, talking to someone of superior rank 3 times superior. And there's like levels, how many times superior there are to you, and how you need to address them with certain words.
Oh my God, we're in Japan.
Yeah. And then there's things like how you have to address nature, and if it's nighttime, you have to address it differently. How you talk when you're inside a house versus how you talk when you're outside of a house. How you talk whenever you've committed a crime versus how you talk when you don't. How you talk to strangers who are not from this region. How you talk to people in this region. And a lot of things. A lot of it is just like very strict, different things that there's like probably no way many of you could like ever master that.
Yeah.
Unless you think maybe they mastered it here because it was probably do or die, and this has also been going on for 7 years. So maybe here some of them
So
know
is
how to master
the
it.
bulk of this manners?
Yeah, most of it is like manners and like when to how to address. There's nothing about really being mean, because I mean that's one of the big rules. You can't be rude or mean to other people. Most of it is just like different forms of manners or ways of speech, depending on daytime, location, who you're talking to what level of that person you're talking to. And there's a bunch of weird things about. There's one thing you find which is like a weird, like in between the past and present tense. And it's like a tense that does not exist in the normal language. And it's like
square.
Yeah, it's something weird like that. And it literally probably does not make much sense to you.
Oh, is it? Yeah, square is like if you hadn't done that. That's what square is.
Yeah, sure, whatever you say, man.
Yeah. If you had, I guess that will be that. I know. Oh no, it will be quietly mumbling, shaking, and holding in rage while he waits for his friends.
Hawkins, after you close the book after reading, you're probably here for about 10 minutes waiting. You see ethereal hand pops up in front of you and claps, and then you see a golden star is pushed on your shirt.
Aw. He really is the main character.
And then a mouth opens and says, "Congratulations, you've committed your first task of reading the Book of Words, Pronunciations, and Manners."
Oh, wonderful. I thank you honorably.
And then you see Neelam and them who are kind of eyeing around after they get over the... Michael Gar kind of helps them like manage to get over everyone talking to them. Neelam, you did a lot of... I love the white of your skin. That is so brilliant. You are like the star of our small town Quaint. Your skin is your hair, everything. As they're like, a lot of people are like flocking around you because you don't even have to wear it. You can go nude and you fit in here just right.
Wow, so white.
I feel like this is gonna be really easy for Neelam because Neelam's always been like pretty polite to people. Neelam would probably like whenever you might speak a foreign language and they're like, oh my god, your Mandarin is so good, but then like the polite thing to do is always be like, no, it's not that good. That's what Neelam's doing. Like, no, it's...
I'm not that white.
You, Professor, you're probably following behind them a little bit. You notice every time after they get done talking to Neelam, almost every single person has like a frown on their face afterwards.
Oh,
And that's weird because they've not had that to anyone else. Like they don't like.
That's suspicious.
It is
Right?
kind of
That's
weird. Like
weird.
White.
you've been looking at this town, and these people are obviously. This is like, for you, this is a very fake experience, but for these people, they've had to live like this for so long, it's almost became just real to them because, however they were before, they couldn't. They just had to stop being that way. And so you don't think like them frowning once Neelam turns away is like them being fake and like being sick of what they've just done. You think something about Neelam actually made them sick.
Great.
He has wings instead of does the God Emperor.
Or, like maybe they're sick of something based on like how they used to live before that they had to get rid of.
I
think that's
they're-
what Fawnde was
'cause
trying to
they're
say.
like a fucking angel.
I think you look like a Filion
They live
almost.
in a
You
city
can
that's
make
fucking
an
run by a
insight check if you
devil.
wanted to, Professor Dirk. But that's up
Honestly,
to you.
my assumption is that maybe before they were forced to live like this, maybe they worshipped like the triumphant.
My thought beforehand is it's like bad shit's gonna happen, and they know about it. They know about it.
I imagine they probably worship
Maybe
the
there's a
opposite
rule where
religion.
they have to fucking behead angels every night or some shit.
The purge.
They're like,
Fucking
man, that's such a shame that this
crazy.
guy's gonna have to get fucking beheaded. That's my insight check. Huh. Oh, I'm getting a DM, aren't I?
Oh, DM.
Oh my god.
No.
Hi, Leroy.
Nazis get
They just killed
beheaded
Michael
too.
Gar. They just executed him in the street.
He's dead.
They
that's
missed
probably-
me. They
That's your
missed
most
me and
likely
got him.
assumption, P. What it
Okay.
has to do with would you see where their eyes like look at and stuff? You kind of some of your other thoughts kind of go more to that, and you're like, oh, that kind of made sense to you.
Okay,
But at that
I'll-
time, you guys reach Hawkins, who is Professor Dirk. You see him having like a several thousand-page book in front of him, and you do not know what it is.
I
And he's,
get
like, crying.
really excited. And you start seeing me fucking cast minor illusion.
I'll be right back.
And you hear like a really shitty like TTS voice, like the fucking like the your Bluetooth device is paired successfully.
Look at me like the TikTok girl. I like your book.
This is the most beautiful book I have ever seen in my life.
It's really big. I got
She
a gold
clearly
star.
doesn't know how to form words out of telepathy. Give me
Well,
this book, please.
Please, you're more than welcome to read it. Can I? Fawnde went FK.
Yeah, get owned, idiot.
I got a gold star for reading the book.
Hey, Morton, you want to go get our wagons?
You know what? That sounds like a great idea.
Let's do
Wait,
that.
Swills, in the UK, in like kindergarten and stuff, did you have anything like a red slip, like where they'd give you like a red card based on your like performance for the day?
No.
In kindergarten here, we have like green, yellow, red, and black.
You had
and it's-
black?
Yeah,
Damn.
you didn't want to get that one.
You
don't
don't
That's
want
a
to
Bad
get that
shit
one.
be.
But it's based on like if you like do some fucking really bad shit that day, then you might get like a red card. You know, like if you punch
Whoa.
someone, you'll get like a black card or some shit. If you're like cocky in class and you're like misbehaving, you'll get like, go change your green slip to a yellow slip.
What the hell are you
I
talking
remember
about?
in during like report card bit,
Kindergarten.
we'd get
Oh, that's not about college now.
They'd
It's
rank
like,
us on how good we were on each class. And for most classes in like I guess elementary
Yeah.
or middle school for you
Grade
guys,
school.
I got satisfactory, which is like the middle. I was like, Mum, they're satisfied by me. They're satisfied. That's a good thing. It's not. It's the second to lowest, but they're satisfied.
Yeah, Fawnde, I have like a slip on the front of my dorm door. So like, I have to behave.
what'd you do? What the hell?
That was quick.
It's just how it works there, you know.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
never
is this just a
uh,
warning, or is it just like, oh, you fucked up?
I don't know. Mine's green right now.
Okay.
Oh, that's just their system. I see.
No,
Okay.
it's not actually real. I'm just
Me and
just
Morton
relating
are
to kindergarten.
going to
He's
get our
lying for
wagons,
fun.
by the way, while they're doing this.
We did what? Huh?
Me and Morden, we're going to get the wagons while they're reading.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can start making your way that way
Okay.
if you'd like. You don't have to go past them eventually, because it's on the other side
Oh,
of
we're
town.
gonna walk past them.
You're gonna have to, yeah.
No,
Dang,
no,
that's
no,
far.
I
That's the
guess when
direction
we
you're-
run into them, we're just gonna be like, oh,
Okay.
well,
I
hey.
guess
So-
when you run into us, we can tell you the rules.
You guys, you guys politely, leave the outpost. You still hear that the banging from upstairs. That's kind of strange. It's not that crazy, but it's kind of like the sounds of a machine or something. Kind of
That's weird. Anyways,
yeah, kind of hearing that, and obviously not really going to do anything about it. You probably leave and you start going through town and you start following the directions you were given, and you go through the same thing. You have to help Morden because he's like a child, and you get a bunch of people who are
Hold my hand, Morning.
people keep talking. So
Okay.
they even, Morton, you notice that they even talk to you more as if almost like they didn't already talk to you. They're just like trying to converse. Also, they have to.
Oh, hello.
Anyway,
Good afternoon. Hello.
back at the board, who is reading this bad boy?
The only person that can.
I don't know. Someone else will never read it, but they could.
I'll take a crack at it.
What do you know any of the devilish languages?
Probably not.
You don't. You know your own languages.
Oh no. Where do I even see what languages I know now?
Bottom right.
No, I don't.
You know, common, primordial, dwarvish, and others.
Probably should have learned devil. Anyway,
Oh, I didn't kind of see
I'll
what
take
you're
a
in there.
crack
That's
at
cool. I didn't realize I could see that. You take a crack at it. Roll me a wisdom check.
I'm pretty good at this. Yeah, check, right.
You realize it's the same language. That you realize it is, in fact, Abyssal you're trying to read, but that's about it. And you did some words, but some of the letters. You did some letters here and there, probably, but that's about it.
E.
Neelam,
Yes.
are you ready to read this?
Yes.
As you go to read this, you kind of focus on your runes a little bit for the runes above your head for your power, which you haven't really. You kind of put off to the side because I don't believe you've been reading people's minds recently, at least in this area. You haven't said anything, at least.
Probably not.
So you've been kind of avoiding it to avoid a risk like that potentially, but you kind of tune into it to use its power and allow you to read whatever language looking at this. And you read in common initially. These are the town rules of Quaint, our quaint little town. And it says they are as follows. Curfew is 8 p.m. Morning is at 6 a.m. None are to be
hold on. I'm
outside.
gonna write these down. Hold on.
Okay.
Curfew, 8 p.m.
Morning is at 6
Morning.
a.m. And none are
Okay.
allowed to be outside during this time. Then it goes off to everyone must be wearing either black or white if they plan on staying in Quaint longer than 6 hours.
Okay.
Everyone must go outside first thing in the morning and greet their neighbors.
Okay.
The house must be deep cleaned every day.
Okay. We don't really have to worry about that.
One must eat their meals the same time every day when the mill bell rings.
Okay.
One cannot use the restroom after midnight and until morning.
That's fucking terrible.
No one can
Sounds
stay
like-
inside more than 2 hours before needing to spend 30 minutes outside socializing, excluding sleeping hours.
Hold on. Okay. I got it.
And it says the currency, you read here, the currency of Quaint is lashes.
Oh my god.
Like whips?
Eyelashes.
Well, you don't
Can
know
I get
exactly.
like context clues for that?
No, that's just all it says. You don't know exactly what that means.
Okay, is that the end of it?
Well, someone's gotta get beat the fuck up.
Yeah, there's some other like very small things, but things you realize will not matter to you because it like goes into residence of the morning. But those are like the main ones.
Okay.
Cool.
I relay all of this.
Wow.
Language is this? Like specifically?
Abyssal.
Abyssal, yeah.
This is- Okay.
And as soon as this is relayed to you all, you kind of all realize why anyone who's been living in this town for 7 years would probably be the way they are. In addition to no telling what other rules this entire region has to follow. Yeah.
I feel like these are rules you live by in real life, Pond.
Yes, I
Who
must
are
go
you
outside
lashing?
and-
Vent. This is
just we
Vanguard
happy
right here.
few.
I'm lashing like I'm like in the Scarlet Letter where that guy lashes himself as
Oh
atonement.
my god.
Oh, what self-flagellation?
Maybe
Yeah.
lashes
Yeah.
means like lashing out at people. So to like buy something, you just have to yell at them.
But then you break the rules and you get beheaded.
Well,
Maybe that's the
To
exception.
be fair, you do also. I think at this point you realize that town rules might be able to overpower or like replace regional rules to some extent.
What if we
What is this, America?
It might be.
What if we made a town?
Yeah, what if we didn't do that?
Yeah, wait, that could, if we made a town, then maybe we could.
He doesn't just like
We
we
are
just
immune to
realized
all the
we could
rules in the
have.
land
You just realized
everywhere.
like
Yeah, we
oh
found
we
a
could
loophole
actually
in your
have
adventure
ultimate
again.
power.
what
Ophelia,
if we
we
made a
came here
town?
for a
You have
reason.
more power than a Philion, no
Wait.
matter what.
Wait,
Like-
what if we made a town, and then our only rule was if Ophidian ever steps into the town, they're required to kill themselves
Oh,
How does a devil die?
by killing themselves.
With a
Yeah.
sword, I
Where
guess.
Attention.
do they go?
they go, new law, I die.
Uh, that's actually Jan. I think
Stuff
you'd
over
also
there.
actually know that. Give me. I'll just ask for a history check anyway. That'd be pretty easy, Jan. To answer your question. Jan,
not.
Jan seriously was like, "Where did
10
they
to 10.
go? Where did they go?"
Where do they like when devils die? Like, but like they're already in, like, there, so they can't go anywhere else. Or is there like a sub level? Whoa,
What away?
huh?
Can I do a perception check?
Yeah, you guys are free to do whatever you
Yeah,
like
I'm
right
just
now.
saying this to
I'd
Morden.
like-
We're not there.
I want
yet.
to look for other people how many golden stars they've got. Like, what's the average?
Oh, hey, you guys
they've
notice
got
he has
them-
a. You guys
if they're
notice
wearing
Hawkins
them.
has a golden star. And you don't know where it came from yet.
Didn't he just tell me? where
Oh
it came
yeah,
from?
you looked around.
Holy.
Most people don't have golden stars actually. You see some people have like a silver star or a bronze star. But there's one guy you notice with a golden star, and this guy is like very uppity. You see he's like he
How
you
can you say
watch as
that?
he like puts his coat down for a woman to step over the tiniest puddle like that. He's like a try hard, you think, at this. And you're
He's
like,
put in the work.
like he's put in the work for like that one.
I
gold
think
star.
Hawkins
He's-
looks at him
he's
and like,
fucking
brother.
star maxing, dude.
Mm.
The
Like
fucking
the ones
five
the one who has
Star
it.
star cell.
Yeah, this is a pretty small town, and you realize the guy who does have gold star is definitely he for whatever reason he's like he's got he's into it.
This guy, wait, I'm
he
with
moved here
him.
intentionally.
Oh god, I think does he have one gold star or does he have a couple?
Well, give me.
just
Well,
has
you got
one.
20. Yo, you got 26. Number, you got nat 20. You notice it looks like he has one, but then you see like a couple little like edges underneath it. You think he's has his stat. You think he's stacking this. He's
my-
gold
he's
star
doing that
stacking.
because if you had all of them like showing, that would be kind of big-headed. That's kind of vain.
Yeah, that's
and that's
gloating.
probably
Yeah.
against
He's
the
not
rule. That's
gloating.
gloating.
He's just yeah.
Mhm. And you know what? He got a gold star for that.
Oh, my man.
Yeah, we should shock him. We should try to get him.
I'm gonna
to
get
kill
him- I'm gonna
himself
make him
by
break the
fucking up
rule.
the rules.
Get him killed.
If anyone's
Maybe
gonna do
you
it,
get the stars of people you kill.
I don't know. He doesn't only just gonna learn about stars though. That's about it.
By getting the
Uh,
stars
with-
and
with-
people is
Leon, check
crazy.
this out.
With
400
you guys don't
stars.
know what gold stars do yet. With that nat 20 though, I will say you notice that pole in the center. You notice some like almost like reddish coloring around the base of it, and a weird hole through the center. You realize right away that is like a flogging pole. That pole is used to whip people.
That's where
That's
the
like
lashes
you-
happen.
That's like where you put people in the center for punishment, and they obviously whip people.
Yeah, this new Mario game is kind of interesting.
Brilliant.
Finally, the last thing you notice across the way on a smaller board are a couple pages that very clearly, you can't see them from here, but very clearly look like bounties or like wanted posters. Because you've seen yourself on one before. You know what they look like.
Yeah. Huh. Well, Professor Det, my good lady.
Yeah.
Would you be so kind as to search up what these stars might mean in that lovely book?
Oh yeah, it's right here.
Whenever you
Instantly
can.
shows you the right page.
Yeah, you looked up stars, and it's just like a little category that says stars, and it refers to stars are given to good boys and girls who keep their lessons, follow the rules, and start to become a proper person.
You're a good boy.
More
There's
stars
no
are
gender
given.
neutral in this town.
More stars are given to those early on in their stages to help encourage them to be better boys and girls and to more likely become a better person. Stars can potentially be exchanged at the star markets for special grievances and rewards and options.
Trinkets. Guys, we gotta go to the star market.
You basically realize stars are it's kind of like a gotcha game where it's like that's their method of like getting you to like buy into
Holy
this.
shit.
Like
It's
it helps you.
Currency.
Yeah, it helps you. It makes you want to try and follow the rules
It's
and be a
working.
better, perfect person, and you can get rewards for it.
working.
It's working. No, it's working.
Guys.
And some of those of you,
Already,
some of
I
you who
know
are
about that.
maybe slightly smarter or less like gullible, realize the reason that they give stars out more easily to beginners is to try and hook them. And once you're hooked, you're like the guy over there who's stacking his gold stars.
That's crazy. Ophilion's a gotcha person. That's insane.
No, they're not. They just know
Got
how
my
to
star
roll.
yet?
They just know how to rule a place. They just know how to lead. They just know how to control people. But yeah, I mean, you guys are
SS plus.
SS plus. Kinda, yeah. I mean, yeah, you guys are pretty
So
good.
we should probably go back to get a Fawnde, and I think Morden's with him.
And then we come around the corner.
You see like a wave of people like following them, trying to talk, and be like, "Oh,
Hello. Good afternoon. Yes. Hello. A lovely shade of white there. Oh, what a wonderful shade of black.
I love your black shoes."
Oh, that's
shiny.
wonderful. Oh, this wrap. Yeah, it's beautiful. I know. I need to get more white clothes to match
You're looking
my.
a little brown today. Are you feeling all right?
What?
Can he say that?
Dude.
Goo goo gaga.
I don't know if he can say
Who'd you
that.
say that to?
What the fuck? That's the racism episode.
Yeah, look at your guys' names. Yeah.
That's literally the city.
Racist, Neelam? That's crazy.
Oh my god.
There's nothing about brown in the city, Neelam.
Hey, team.
You see, they all turn around. Professor Dirt's holding the book. Hawkins has this large golden star on his shirt now.
Off that chest.
Neelam has a page of like, you can tell he's translated the stuff on there.
Oh.
Morden is just kind of annoyed to have to be holding someone's hand.
I don't even acknowledge the gold star.
Yeah.
I technically have to hold someone's hand too.
And Michael Gars, I don't know what Michael Gars is just looking at. I don't know what that Michael Gars did.
Fondar looks at the paper Neelam has. Oh, what's that?
Honestly, I don't even
Computer's
remember.
being stupid. Gar starts garring all over the place. That's what he does.
Oh, thank God.
I don't even remember what paper I have.
It was you translated the things and they were written down.
Oh, okay. I give them to Fondar because he's like keeping track of
Oh.
everything.
Oh, thank you. I will. He pulls out his little notebook and slips it in. Cool. So now we have the rules. How long have we been here?
Maybe an hour. You have not been there very long.
Fondar looks at his book. and the rules.
Wait. If we think about it, so if we're on like a timer, like let's say we. Actually, no, that wouldn't work. I was gonna say maybe we could like go into the city for like 5 hours and then leave the city, like the border, and then come back in, and it'll reset the 6-hour timer.
I don't think we should
Wait, what's
play
the
with
6-hour timer?
demons. and
I think you guys have already
devils.
been. I think you guys have already been warned about trying to like get around rules. Maybe not directly, but you might have been warned whenever your guard got killed after he left the region and re-entered.
That was outside of the town, so it doesn't count.
You,
Oh, we don't know that yet.
you think being warned
Maybe the
about
town
one
doesn't have
law
rules for
outside?
it.
Maybe the town allows you to get around the rules.
Fondar shakes his head very heavily.
To be fair, on the town board, it doesn't say you can't get around the
Nope.
rules.
Nope.
Didn't say that.
Not trying it.
It's like federal law, you know?
Yeah.
The feds
Says
will get
don't
us. The
try
town guards
to-
can't get us, but the feds can.
Fondar points into his book. Don't try to avoid punishment or rules.
While they're trying, I'm
Right
gonna
there.
look up the bounty board.
It's
Sure,
right
you go over there. You when you look, you see a couple bounties. They're all kind of like the same looking guy. They're all different pictures, but you see like a small looking guy with a pointed hat, like a bunched up face and a long nose and a bunch of like sharp teeth, like drooling, and looks like a berserker, like a ravaged berserker almost. Has like whiskers on their face and like long hair. They look kind of like an old man and are very tiny, and but the picture makes him look monstrous. Like it looks like a crazy psycho. And you see a couple people like that, and underneath it, let me see, what does it say? Underneath it, it doesn't have direct names underneath these. Then you see some of the other ones that are very similar to this, except they're like these furry, monstrous creatures with long snouts, and like a bunch of like sharp teeth on the end, kind of like a rat's teeth that are like gnarled and sharp, and like crazy looking eyes. And underneath all these bounties, it just says Warriors of Terror, and the reward are stars for the capture of any of them. Well, just the base capture of one of them is stars, but there is a reward underneath of it that is written in common, and it says the reward for information leading to their destruction or the successful capture / killing of the Warriors of Terror is a meeting. The reward is a meeting with Ophelion and the creation of one law of your choice.
Ooh.
Guys.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So
I think
that is
we
a
found our
huge.
plot hook.
The Warriors of Terror is a huge. Whoever these guys are is a huge reward for capturing them, or even just giving
Think
information
we,
leading to them.
Do they
think
look,
we
do they
know
look
what
like
we must
chumps?
Well, they
Do they look
kind of.
exactly like us, except from
No,
another
no.
universe?
They really look weird. Honestly, when you look at it, it kind of looks like a cartoonist was trying to draw someone. You know, like those weird looking
I would
cartoonists
get
at
that, by the
fairs
way.
who draw them.
Shout out cartoons.
Honestly, to me, it sounded like you described Nazi propaganda. I'm just gonna say it. It sounds like all the Nazi propaganda of like Jewish people. That's what I'm saying. That's what it sounds
Okay.
like you described.
Yeah, but it'll help us.
You know what? I said that, by the way, to make a reference to Final Fantasy 14, and I said Mofi would get it, and then I completely forgot that Mofi skipped the whole thing. So,
Oh, nice.
He's like, story.
I
What's
mean-
that?
If we find them, they're able to get past the laws of the system. Because
Yeah.
surely, if you're breaking any law, just being in the land should be able to get you caught. So they're either not in this land, or they're in this land and they've managed to get past the rules, which is a good thing to know how to do.
Is it? Is that a good thing?
Is when we could break the rules.
Yeah, but it could make our overall life much harder.
Yeah,
I
but
think a direct meeting with
they're breaking the
Ophelion-
rules.
Ophelion, Mister, has to go to Devil Court. Would be a better idea.
Oh, yeah. All of this isn't being in character because Hawkins is alone. Because I know talking about breaking the rules would probably break the rules.
yeah, that's a
You
good
get
assumption.
Instantly decapitated.
That's a good assumption to be like, that's probably one that would actually just instantly get you punished.
But Hawkins is like thinking to himself, if we could find them, we could learn a lot.
Yeah, some of you probably have thoughts like that, or even thoughts of like, if these people are that one, if to get an entire rule made in this entire region, these people must be like some serious nuisance to Ophelion to some extent.
Or they're just
And
freedom fighters.
The fact that
And we're about to kill
the
the
fact
fucking
that they are
resistance.
they're somehow like inept from the just thing instantly killing them must mean they found a way around it. As
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
Yeah, that's what you all kind of understand. Like, for 7 years of this, in theory, there should be no one who can stand against Ophelion in this region anymore. This town's proof of that. Everyone's conformed. They've had to or to die. So the fact that the fact that there even is a wanted poster, it's kind of like, wow, these people are serious.
Impressive.
Something's seriously up with them. Anyway, so you
You'll
notice
see
that
our wagons.
there are no names. It's just these weird looking men and weird looking furry creatures.
There's
That
no
all
like
look
more
all-
information like
yeah,
they were
all it
seen
is-
in this area.
all it says is Warriors of Terror. That's all it says.
Alright.
It really is not much to go on.
Alright, cool. Can I do one investigation?
Yeah, we're trying to investigate.
Any of them a bit squirrely?
You do me an investigation.
They're drones. They're government drones.
They're drones. They're drones. That's pretty good.
Squirrels aren't real.
So the more human ones are not the ones that are more monstrous, like the furry creatures. They look kind of radish.
Just a bit flying squirrely.
Maybe squirrely.
Huh.
But it is so like cartoony. It's hard to tell like what exactly the creature is. These pictures do not represent whatever they really are very well.
You just made there.
No, it's just a little connection. Yeah, what can I say? MVP worthy. I
Wow, I should go for Hawkins for
Oh,
MVP.
this guy is like like the main character or something. It's kind of crazy. I don't know.
This guy thinks about what the DM says.
Who would do that? That's so stupid. Why would you ever listen to the DM? God, please don't kill me. Don't kill me. Fawnde, please don't kill me.
Little do you know, there's a rule that you die if you talk shit about me in this
And
region.
appears in
You
front of
die
Jan
immediately.
out in real life.
It just bitch slaps him. Shit.
I get slapped 500 feet into the air.
Just knock something over.
Yeah, I did. Nothing major though.
Karma.
Yeah, so
You
you guys
deserve
going
it.
off to get your wagons, or would you like to talk more to anything else while you're here in the town center?
If you want to go to the wagons, I can go. Oh, some of us can go to the tailors.
Da Taylor.
You suddenly hear a ring ding ding, ring ding ding, ring ding ding, as the bell echoes throughout the town. You see everyone quickly looks around. You see they all quickly wave to everyone, and they all go inside their houses.
Is there a tavern?
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, I think we'd probably all be looking around at this.
Yeah, and you all realize, oh,
Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
that's not very great from all of you.
Time to
From you
get
two, at least.
aside.
Guys, I think we gotta. Wait, where'd everybody go?
Everyone's like running around like, oh no. But everyone's briskly walking in different directions trying to spot something.
I'm still holding your hand.
It's okay.
Anyone
we're
else wanna
gonna
look for a
find place
tavern?
To go inside.
Oh
anybody
yeah,
else
look
look
for a
at-
tavern.
All of you realize at this point, after having the rules read to you, this is a mill bell and you have to eat during mill bell.
Did it say anything about eating outside?
They didn't say anything about where, but I mean,
Oh, did
you have just seen everyone go
did-
inside
did
to
Una
the dinner
already
tables.
read it out to our characters?
Yeah, he.
Yeah.
Okay, then I
Neither
would have
did.
just grabbed my ration and started munching.
Okay, that's what
I
you do.
would
Does
do
Dirk
the
get in
same.
trouble for eating without a table, or no?
We'll see.
Yeah, like I was curious, are there any rules about like eating without utensils or like,
Very, very quickly, you guys have learned that you have to eat like properly, like with the plate and utensils and stuff.
Oh my
And
god!
but you guys have like tender boxes and stuff that has that stuff. Well, you have like little mess kits that have that
mess,
stuff.
Yeah, mess kids.
But you do get warned, Peabod here, that eating in the center of the town while everyone's inside having dinner is impolite, and you get warned about impoliteness in the town of Quaint.
Okay.
So it sounds
we
like
don't
you
see a
should be
tavern?
inside.
Anybody see a tavern?
No, not with the 15. Not while you're in the center of the
Anybody?
town.
Anybody see? Anybody? Nothing?
Let me take a
I
look.
feel like that's the perfect place to put it.
Can I make a perception?
Personally.
Hey, Fawnde, can you lift me up?
He lifts him up.
Do I get help? Is that a help action?
A piece?
No, that's you're not high.
Damn.
Can you lift me higher?
I mean, technically yes, but I don't know if that's breaking a rule. Was there any rules about flying?
You're only allowed to fly a couple feet off the ground, so who knows if you throw him up too many feet high, he might be counted as flying higher than a certain amount of fleet. Who knows? You guys might have to start considering other options here. Maybe there isn't even a tavern in this town.
Well, they said we could stay, so there's got to be somewhere we can stay.
There might be an inn. I mean,
That's what-
or maybe there isn't. Maybe you have to, do something else.
Is the whole town gone? Is everyone gone inside?
They're all you can see through windows that people are starting to like set up their dinner tables.
If we knock on someone's
idea,
door,
It's like lunch.
Idea, Morden,
The-
come here.
okay.
Fondar and Morden quickly walk over to the door and knock on it.
Michael Gar like looks at Fondar like, motherfucker, I was just about to say that shit.
No, we're just gonna say something to somebody 'cause
That's
they
too
have
bad.
Good idea,
to
Fawnde.
Nah, I have a better idea.
Michael Gar is like, I like to imagine Michael Gar is like glaring after Hawkins says, "Good idea, Fawnde."
I blare respectfully.
You're
In the
respectfully
angriest way
glare.
possible.
You very quickly hear some people inside like, "Oh, don't worry, honey. I'll grab the door. I'll see who it is."
Oh, they're so polite.
You also notice whenever you don't do this, all of you are kind of panicking, but you notice a lot of those tall individuals that walk around. There's like six of them like just standing watching you in the center of town.
That's horrifying.
like they like once you like made that move and like you kind of made that move maybe even in desperation because you notice that they started walking towards the center of town. And they started standing, just watching.
That's so fucking scary.
And you knock. Amanda opens the door. Oh, hello. If it's not the travelers. It's lovely to see you.
Good to see you too.
It's a cheesemonger.
We've
He
noticed
points
that
at you and says, how did you know? As he's like holding a tray of cheese for the table.
Charcuterie board.
We it's dinner time, but we don't seem to have a place to stay quite yet. Could we eat dinner with you possibly?
He smiles. You must have an early dinner. It's only lunch right now, but
Sorry,
he looks around.
Mind.
Did you not get a chance to set up at the inn yet?
Oh no, we didn't realize there was an inn. Could you point us that way? Maybe we could get there in time to eat lunch.
No, he points down the way, and the way he describes is roughly beside where the impound lot is, where your wagons would be.
It's the direction. Well, we were already headed that direction. How wonderful! Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
He looks at you and says what you're about to do. When you turn around, you see like another watchman shows up and is like looking at you. And he says, "Oh, there's no need." He like almost politely. You don't think he's like saving you because you think it's probably just in his nature now after so many years. But he's like, "Yeah, it's our pleasure. We have a few extra tables down in the cellar and some chairs. Though we may not have enough chairs. Perhaps one of you would. Perhaps he like puts some more. Perhaps the kid." And he looks at Neelam. "The kids might be okay eating in the living room on the floor or something. We don't know if we have enough chairs."
They would love that. Looks at them.
Where his teeth just grits harder. Yeah.
They would fucking love
Oh, yeah,
I'm sorry,
of course, the kids, they'll be
Neelam is
fine.
just happy to be eating with Morden.
Yeah, and
Everybody, they're so graciously letting us eat lunch with them.
give me a persuasion check. Give me a persuasion check, Fawnde.
Wrong button. Hold on. There we go. Oh.
You realize this guy is like totally into it, and the persuasion you do is almost more because you realize all these watchmen are like watching you, and one is like walking your way, and you almost feel the pressure of like them listening to what you're saying, and you get this sense that if you're not careful and you feel like you're pressuring too much, and that they decide you're pressuring too much, they may do something. You don't know what, but you just get that eerie feeling that, like, you're not persuading this man. You're almost persuading these people who watch these people for whatever reason that you are fitting in normally.
I see.
And you get that sense, and you see they approach, and you can tell it looks like this watchman is coming up to you. But you also notice at the same time the man is trying to invite you in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you don't waste. You like.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah,
toodaloo.
Guys, come on,
anyway.
let's go eat.
About as you guys kind of, Fawnde kind of eagerly rushes you all in. The door is shut behind the watchman. You can kind of see from the door window, gets to the door, and looks at the door, but does not knock.
Right.
Does not move. You just see like the newspaper kind of straighten back out, and
That's
he
so
goes back to
fucking
walking.
scary. That's so scary.
Fiddlesticks.
But you're invited in, and this place is it's very similar to the outside, where this house is all white. Inside, the furniture is very similar. Things are white and black. There's some more hues involved, but it's still very simple. Even like the outpost, where it's just not much around. It's very simple, quaint, not much to look at.
Minimalist.
It's very boring. This entire town and their
Very
life is
what?
very boring. And that's, I mean, there's no more. I can't really describe much more to you because I mean, there's what am I to describe? I mean, I can't make it interesting. It's not interesting.
Such a beautiful home.
That's the point.
Thank
It's
you.
not interesting.
Thank you for inviting us into your Wonderful, Dobe.
Of
Where's
course.
the cellar so that we may eat.
Dobie.
He points down. We could get it for you if you'd like. We'd bring the
It's-
chairs up, or
It's no bother, really. We wouldn't like to impose on you.
he smiles. Well, everyone knows you can't reject someone when they offer twice. And
Of
he smiles and points to the cellar nearby, which has a door that leads to some stairs that go up beneath. And you guys are free to go down.
You could like do some really fucked up shit with that rule.
You can't.
like, I have some candy in the back of my van. Do you want some?
Twice.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, are you sure you don't
But if
want
you ask
some?
again, it's like
Please allow me to throw you off that cliff. Oh, please, I insist. Let me throw you.
No, I insist you allow it. Oh, is that how they break the rules?
Oh my.
They just go, oh, please let me. I insist you let me break the rules. No, it's okay. I swear these laws don't apply to me.
All right. Who's
Let's go
going
eat.
down? Who's going down? Well, you don't have to eat in the cellar, but you just have to bring the chairs up and the tables. You guys, who's going down? Is everyone going down, or is it just
Except for the
select few?
kids.
except for the kids?
Yeah, the kids have to stay
The
upstairs.
kids are
You have to
sitting in
have
front of the
figgy-
TV.
You can't have your figgy pudding if you didn't finish your meal.
Dude, the TV is just the book of words.
Propped against the wall.
Yeah.
Like scrolling through itself. just
you
flipping
guys-
the pages.
Whoever's going
scrolling
down there, the
crisscross
few of you
applesauce.
that go downstairs, you go down the stairs. There's no lights. You get a candle. You go down there, and you realize right away that it's super cluttered down here. It's like a hoarder's room. You see chairs. You see beautiful paintings, colorful clothing, all sorts of very nice, vibrant things that you're like, why are they not decorating with this stuff? This stuff's awesome. You see books. You see books that are very dusty. Everything down here is very dusty. You see chairs. You see tables. You see like pins and
Almost like
papers.
it's 7 years worth of dust down here.
You see like journals and stuff. You see all kinds of stuff that has dust all over it.
That's interesting. Anyways, who wants to help me with these tables and chairs?
Please allow me, I insist.
Oh,
Allow
Of
us,
course.
we insist.
yeah. Oh, yes. Let us all
I love doing so.
help each other and not pay attention
What?
to any of these things down here that we probably shouldn't look at or touch or interact with in any way or capacity.
I like to imagine you're like I shouldn't. You like internally you're like, man, I bet there's some interesting shit down here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fawnde is like, he's saying this through like clenched teeth.
I bet that journal has some weird shit going about what's been happening. It's like,
He's like, let's just get these tables and eat our lunch.
guys, but I want you to get killed by looking at stuff you shouldn't.
That's crazy. Fawnde starts reading the journal.
And then we get this check, goes to journal.
Yeah, grabs the wrong thing. Your hand goes to the wrong thing. All right, you guys get these
He
chairs
goes
and
to
tables.
Pick up a chair
and,
and, his hand knocks over the journal and it just happens to open up on a page. Whoops.
It says, "I would rather die than live another day."
Oh well, that's crazy. Anyways, tables and chairs.
Sure. You guys did the tables and chairs upstairs. You get separated and set up, and you have a nice little conversation with this family as they spend some time making extra portions for you, and you're free to talk to them about whatever. It is the man, the wife, and they have 2 daughters. This is a human
Jesus,
family.
wonderful.
There are other races than human in this town, but this in fact is a human family.
Okay.
As he's like, yes, that is my profession in the town. I like to make cheese. Started as a hobby, but then I realized I could do well for the town if I just made more cheese. So I just made cheese, and I kept making cheese, and I made more cheese, and everyone loves it.
That's wonderful.
I love you.
It's a beautiful story,
isn't
it?
That's beautiful. Can I do an insight whether he has any
crying for
reaction
help.
to our blossom badges?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Does he have a star?
No, he's not wearing one, at least, if he does.
Okay.
You don't know if they have to wear them, but
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. Like, is he have
He's
one
not-
visible?
yeah, he's not obviously not wearing one.
Okay.
Hawkins, You notice when you're thinking about this, you notice this about everyone. No one like reacts to any of you like people normally do here. Like it's not even kind of like how I was explaining earlier. Like it's not like they're faking it anymore. It's almost like these people have never heard about you. Because like last 7 years, you guys are heroes. You guys are like the biggest deals in this nation. Like people freak out when they see you. Any of you.
I mean, that one guard didn't know who we were, so.
Yeah, there was
Makes
also
sense.
that conversation where like that one guard in the front kind of knew who you guys were, but like the other one had no idea the other day. But you tend to realize, Hawkins, you don't
These
think
people would have been in Kadoi 7 years ago. They wouldn't have known us, but they would recognize the Blossom badge at
well,
least.
these are also new. These are hero badges. These are made about 7 years ago. You remember Alfonso made these specifically for all of you, which all of you have a hero's badge now that has your blood in it to identify you. But those particularly are new. These are new looking ones.
So they
but
don't
they-
look. They're like.
They do
completely different from
relatively.
a regular Blossom badge.
They do look relatively the same, just different materials. But no, this he doesn't seem
No one
to.
reacts to it.
Let me put it like this: you logically, even though these are new, if this guy has lived here most of his life in Kadoi before 7 years when this happened, he should recognize that. But for whatever reason, he does not visibly do anything with recognizing that if he does.
Hmm.
And your insight does not lead you to believe like, oh, he's recognizing it and trying not to hold back. Everything just seems normal about him. It just seems like, really seems like he has no idea. But logically,
Yeah,
he
I was
should
like
know.
wondering if he was holding back, but I guess he's not.
Now, logically, he should know, but he doesn't. He seems not to care.
Cool. Do you make any, like, do you have multiple cheeses or just one kind you make, or?
Oh, you should try my cheese. I named it Father Marinara.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to try that. That sounds
Cheese
delicious.
made from marinara sauce. Mm.
Oh my.
Whoa.
Marinara.
That sounds amazing.
And
I
then it has
never
some
got to
little.
have any marinara pie.
Is it? Would it?
I was just thinking
Your
that.
callback.
Does,
And then this man starts talking about a bunch of cheeses. He likes cheese.
does
can
he
he-
have any of the marinara cheese right now, perhaps?
Oh, he apologized and says the last batch was sent to the count of the town,
The kill
and
spot.
he doesn't have
Oh, count.
the count had it.
So you don't have mayors, you have counts.
He smiles. Yes, everyone of the higher race is instantly given a noble title. There are no mayors of the lesser races.
Fondar raises an eyebrow. What do you mean higher race?
The leader race, the race that is meant to rule our region.
Doing this again.
The Ubermensch.
Yeah, of course, the Uberman. Yeah, the blonde-haired white.
No, they usually have horns and reddish, bluish skin tails.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, of course.
Oh.
Yes, of course.
That makes more sense.
So it counts, huh? Interesting.
Well,
What the fuck
yes.
just happened to my
That
computer?
he does kind of smile. There have been times there have been
Oh, there we go.
provisional mayors or chiefs promoted under one of the leading races to help them, but usually not. Usually they use watchmen or similar things to hold provisional titles if need be.
Interesting. This is a very different place Quaint is, but I like it.
yes,
It's just a
well.
quaint little place. He smiles.
Yes.
So quaint.
Fondar smiles in return with his little pointy teeth.
You're a good man, and your family is gooder.
Ah.
Once again, this is your last warning for shitty puns.
Fondar pulls out a gun and shoots it Hawkins in the face.
At Glock 45 and 2 dead lizardmen. Got nothing else in my hand. I don't.
Demons would think that puns aren't a sin. That's weird.
First of all, they're devils.
I don't know the difference. 'cause
After
I'm a
the time, you
literal-
guys, I will let you ask more questions, but after a bunch of time eating, like you guys probably spent about 40 minutes having dinner, getting prepared and stuff. You start seeing people come back outside and stuff. Like,
Oh,
you don't have to stick around, but you are free to ask more questions if you'd like. That's why you have these people here. Or
You enjoying
talkers.
dinner, Nilo?
It's good. It's good.
Wonder how
That's good.
Neelam kind of
Wonder how they're doing
every time he takes a
at
bite.
the adult table.
You guys are just sitting
Whoa.
off in your own corner.
We have like those little kid trays that they put our food in.
Yeah.
You have like little tiny stools instead of regular chairs. Well, Hawkins, everyone. Shall we go get our
Yeah, I think we
wagons?
must be going.
How do we?
The family the woman stands up and says, "Ah, you're probably correct. Here, let me clean up," as she starts picking up the trays and stuff for all of you.
Please let me help.
And then she smiles and says, no, please allow me.
Oh
You
well.
can't. It's
since
my
you
house. I
offered-
have to clean it up. I have to.
Well, she already
Ask
offered
again,
twice,
she-
so.
Oh dang it! I was gonna say. Well, technically she denied, but you haven't offered twice.
No, she offered because she said, "Let me clean up," and then she said, "No, I insist."
Oh.
Well, how kind of you.
What a great host.
Neelam,
Kids, we best
Morden?
get going now.
kids,
You're,
Yes.
time to go.
Not kid, but yes.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
Mort has an entire beard and like chops and everything.
he's holding an ale.
Yeah.
He's very clearly an adult.
Yeah. Which is weird because you think they'd recognize it, but they just seem like anyone under a certain height is just a kid. Literally.
An ale and Lunchable.
Hey, I mean, if they're all the same height, makes sense. There's already racism. Why is heightism not a thing here? I don't care. It's whatever. I'm just gonna blend in.
You guys ditching off. You guys have your polite farewells and things and such, and y'all go back
Midwest
outside.
farewell that takes 30 minutes.
Yeah, they kind of rush you out, saying like, "Well, you must get going, else you reach your 2-hour mark, and we'll need to go outside too soon."
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Thank you.
You must
Miss
see
Mom.
the sun every 2 hours.
All right, yeah, you guys are going. Well, where are you guys off to after you leave the cheese man's house?
I mean, we need to get our wagons.
To the wagon, yeah.
We
Okay.
should probably get our wagons, and maybe we run into somebody important. Who knows?
You guys go towards your wagons. You see across the way, a little farther down, you see what seems to be a form of inn. It has a little sign. It has a bed on it. But to the left, you see like your 4 carriages with all your supplies there in a little open area beside the house, and you see a man.
Dear.
You see a man outside with a clipboard. Seems he's been inventorying everything that came on these, and he seems to be walking around looking at it.
You see, Michael, the great host was another cheese pan.
I don't get it.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Oh,
Lovely day.
yes. Oh, were you the travelers I was told about? The one who's lost their wagons?
Yeah, that's us.
Perfect. I see you came to retrieve it. We have yet to deconstruct them or even take anything from them yet, though I have inventoried what is on here.
Oh, wonderful. Is there a chance we could see that inventory just to make sure nothing was taken from us without our permission?
What?
He looks at you and
I've never
smiles.
even heard of that
Do you doubt
happening.
do you doubt my skill?
No, not you. I'm between the time we last saw them and by the time they got here is what I'm saying. I don't know if anything might have
whenever
happened.
whenever you
between
say
then.
that, without even finishing your sentence, he like nods. I see what you're saying. I understand why you'd be worried something would be gone now. And he just hands you the inventory sheet. Like, whatever you said there, for whatever reason, it seems it just made complete sense to him. He just hands it to you.
Oh, that was
Like, whatever
easy.
you're suggesting, he's like, he gets it. He got it. He's like, oh, that's why you're worried about it.
Can you guys figure out our payment while I go through the inventory?
Finn starts unbuttoning his shirt. Sure, what's the damage?
Well, we had to bring it here, and for parking
Come on,
illegally,
Nashmi.
it is 5 for the crime, And to get them out, just for us, the time spent taking care of it, will be 5 more. So I believe 10 each.
Each?
Of course, there are
each.
6 owners, it seems. Which made sense for how many characters there are. I never suspected one person. I don't even know how that got here in the first place.
Nim raises his hand. We're just kids. It's only them 4.
Oh, he blinks and says, "Oh, I didn't even realize you had kids with you. Everyone knows childhood is the most formative age. That will be a 5 additional for each kid to make sure they learn their lesson."
Lol.
Gordon picks up the beer again.
Starts drinking.
God, I love this place. I love
It's H in him
That
early.
is agreed.
What? You can't say that.
You heard him, kids.
Yo, my bad. My bad,
My
Gordon.
bad.
Yo, my bad.
It's okay,
Uh,
Neil. It's all fuck
That's
growing up.
His children know.
He
very
he
good
he smiles and says, "I do understand you're travelers. He actually like pulls up his shirt. I've got my whip on me now. We don't have to make a scene of it or anything. We could easily get it taken
This
care
is
of."
so kinky.
How quickly? Like, is this
So
a quick
cute.
thing that, like, and keeps reading through the list? It's just, we're very busy.
Well, it's as quick as 10. He looks at the kids. 15 lashes could be. which all of you actually, I don't know if any of you have been like whipped. I can't remember if anyone in this game has been or in like their backstory, but I think all of you are fully aware that like 15 lashes
Fawnde
like
probably
kills
has.
people, like kills normal people.
Yeah.
That is like
Yeah. I think
that can
Fawnde
kill normal
probably
people.
has.
Like you guys understand like
I
a
mean,
proper
if one lash
lashing.
does 1 HP of damage, then that will take most normal civilians to 0.
Okay, well, D&D. I don't even. I mean, like real life terms.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Yeah,
15
yeah.
lashes.
But
can kill
even in
people.
mechanics wise,
Yeah.
So both me and Nalem are going to be taking 15 lashes, if I'm understanding that.
Yeah, but so far, I mean, you guys haven't tried to do any negotiating or anything, but that's what the baseline price is.
Oh yeah,
is
is there
put off of.
anything wrong with the inventory?
No, you notice all of it is. Well, you notice like small things like some food discrepancies, but it's small. Like maybe someone had a sandwich, but that could have just been someone who ate one before you guys counted
Yeah,
your inventory
yeah.
last.
Okay.
Is there a
just- I'm
barrel still there?
He points at a.
You
at
get to
a-
look.
He does point at one
On what?
entry. Says there was a living being with you of some kind. Am I reading this right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, there was the thief was in one of the empty barrels trying to hide away. So we inventoried it at first, not realizing he was the thief. Which he also looks at you. Then Fawnde says, "I hope he hasn't done too much damage to your inventory in the time he stole it. By the time he got here, and he
no,
realized,
good thing.
he
That's-
realized he thought Alan was the thief and Mike stole something, and that's why he wanted to
No.
read the inventory."
Alan, or the thief was. I don't know how to explain it. He's not a thief. He's not a thief.
you see
not a
Michael
thief.
Gar starts stumbling like
Fawnde
out of nowhere.
turns to look at Michael Gar. Oh,
Uh,
Of
that
course,
was
out
it.
of
That was
himself.
I think I have a suspicion that Alan may have stowed away. in a
stole the
barrel.
wagons.
No, stowed away, like
Oh,
stowed.
so yes, Alan stole the wagons.
No,
That's-
stowed. No. I've put Alan through enough. He doesn't need this. He's actually just doing his best. I'm just very mean to him. No, I didn't say that on that.
He
Might
doesn't
never
admit
hear
his
you.
faults. Come on.
I don't
He's
admit
not
my
at that
faults.
part in his arc yet.
No.
Fawnde just keeps staring at Michael. Are you sure?
Yes.
None of you knew Alan Wario the Squire was anything on this mission
Yeah.
at all. You all thought he was left behind at the building.
Well, I mean, I assume that. Lying is I can't lie. I put him in there. I can't lie.
he
otherwise I
can't. Yeah, he
die.
can't lie. So he's like fumbling
can't
around.
lie.
and
You never did lie. You just
I just didn't- well,
never told us that he was with us.
he's currently
Yeah.
fumbling his words. Trying.
I'm,
He's
I'm
like,
just
"Oh."
saying that I was trying to come up with a lie right now because I didn't want to admit that I did
Oh,
it. So I'm just
Michael
saying
Gar-
now that I have to say that I put
Fawnde
Alan.
rubs the
in,
bridge of his nose.
I put Alan in the barrel.
Well,
Yeah. I
it
thought it was
seems that
the I thought it was a very fitting place for him. I think I was wrong for that.
Fawnde looks back at the inventory. It seems like he ate a few of our rations.
That's
He's
okay.
probably hungry.
Yeah.
How many
But
did you
other
give
than that,
him?
everything's good.
I didn't give him anything. I was assuming he just like.
No,
threw it
I'm
back.
talking to the owner, the guy. How many lashes did you give him?
Oh, he smiles and says, "That's not for me to decide. That's between the Count and the Watchman.
Oh,
Ah, we should.
Oh.
Well,
Oh,
we should
Lord.
hurry up and try and
A
have
thief
him
cannot. A
freed.
thief is beyond my. I can give out simple punishments, such as paying the fee for, parking illegally. But theft on this scale, he looks at the inventory. That is not in my realm. That is for the
He wasn't a
rightful
thief.
ruler races
He's
to
not.
decide.
It
Who
was a
had
thief,
the,
but yeah.
who had the royal decree that we had? Was it?
I'm pretty sure I had it, or
Was it Michael Gower?
we stored it. I think we stored it somewhere. I don't know. I don't remember.
Someone has it on their person. We don't.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There's
Show
a
it to
copy
someone.
at
think-
the outpost, and then you guys have one.
Yeah.
You guys have the original.
Can you just give us like a minute or two?
He
Yeah,
smiles and
I'd
says,
like that.
He smiles and says, "But please take your time. But please quickly get ready for punishment."
Yes,
he
of
he,
course.
he smiles and says, "Payment." I just said it as a punishment, but it's also payment because I cannot keep these in my lot all day. The price will go up if I have them much longer.
Yeah.
Hawkins takes off his shirt and changes the position. So what are you talking about, Fawnde?
Hawkins, hold on. Come. Let's have a
No,
group
please.
discussion.
You go ahead and we'll just chat. So what's
Fawnde just puts his hands
You're
up and
insinuating.
he's like, "All right." Hawkins, I insist that you come speak with the rest of the group.
Okay.
You see, Sir Meyer is like rewrapping his whip back up into a circle because he's like, oh, he's walking.
1 minute. What could
Let's
say?
step over here out of earshot of this man.
You
All
do
right.
so.
So
Oh, so they can do it.
You guys
do you
can.
guys
Yeah.
think that maybe, we could insist to this guy
It's a lost
Yeah.
cause.
to let us, to either pay later or let us go, or we can use the royal decree somehow? Like, there's got to be some way, because we got
feel like if
really
currency is
cannot be
currency,
doing this.
When we
Um,
pay for a place in the inn, we're gonna get lashed.
You're right. I didn't even think about that.
Oh my god, this place sucks.
There's no not getting lashed here.
Peep chicken messages.
Okay.
I don't.
No, you
like
guys are
that.
talking. All six of you are there, kind of like having this conversation, trying to figure out what you're doing.
Is there no other way that we can pay? This is the only option.
I really don't want to get lashed 15 times.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can get lashed 15 times. That seems. I mean, I know you're a strong guy, but 15
That's the regular
times?
for children.
Yeah.
How are they
Do
alive?
they have like? Do they like heal after each time or something? Like, what's going on? here?
Maybe do they give you like a healing potion afterwards?
Maybe they're good lashes.
Peep I've
I
responded
mean,
to
like
your
they're
perception.
like. Well, I mean, they're only good lashes to
Wait.
you, Hawkins. Looks at
You
him.
mean you mean
Yeah, what are good lashes, Hawkins?
That's what are
Peep, you
good
just they're all
lashes.
talking. They're not paying. They're all like really into.
I'd look at them.
Elam,
What?
it's 15 though. Like,
Who is the who?
Huh?
Yeah, you see,
Huh?
you guys all are like really in conversation. You guys have circled up in a circle, like, and you're really talking. And Professor Dirt, who's like was like looking at a book or something, looks up to you guys talking, and then like starts saying words that draw your attention. You see them looking, and there's 6 of you, but there's 7 people in this circle of you guys talking,
Who
and
the
you
fuck
realize
is that?
you recognize it right away as you're kind of like stumbling your words. Do you realize? And they look over, and you see a watchman who's in your circle, just like listening.
Oh my goodness.
He somehow just like this 7 foot tall person wearing this cloak, very obvious almost. It's just
That's
with his,
terrifying.
with the newspaper in their faces, just in the circle. You see the
You,
eyes
like,
darting.
leaned in?
Yeah,
Hey,
he's
new
like
guy, what do you think?
he's like leaned in, eyes. Whenever you
did
say
we
that,
miss that?
when you see that more, you just well, no one. That's why I give you a check
Yeah,
for
we're
it because they're so
in
busy talking.
conversation.
He just snuck up silently, and whenever you say new guy, you look up more than like 4 feet tall, and you see like the red eyes, like black face where you can't see anything, all shadowed. The red
What
eyes like
face?
look over towards you. Well, it looks like
Are
I mean
you
it's just a
doing
shadow face.
blackface?
Okay, guys, stop it.
Large cloaked man.
But you realize this watchman is just here. He's just watching.
Hello.
Hey.
Leaned over. He's like leaned
Huh?
into the circle.
Hello.
Is privacy not one of the rules here, or?
His eyes dart towards you. He like lowers the newspaper a little bit.
Opposite of one of the rules.
Well, to be fair, we are out in public.
Oh yeah, I guess when you say it like
I
that,
guess
yeah.
we are in public.
Okay.
There's real no privacy in public. Well, Fawnde just
Not like
turned
we're saying
away from
anything
him.
bad.
Anyways,
The
Yeah,
watchman
I'm
after
not
you,
being a-
after you move away, the watchman just keeps walking. He seems just he starts looking at other people. Just walking around.
oh.
We're just taking a look.
All right, back
When I
to
say
Take a
good
look.
lashes, I mean maybe they're not as hard as a regular lash. Like they're just kind of
Of
soft.
course.
why would they
Winks really slowly.
It's like
Hawkins.
maybe they're penny lashes instead of
Hawkins.
pound lashes.
Hawkins.
You know?
be? Why go through it at all if we don't have if we can avoid
Yeah,
it?
let's just ask and see
When
if
in
there
Rome.
another form of payment.
You know what, Hawkins? You know what? Actually, Hawkins, since you seem
I
to
mean,
be
you can have payment
on
that
board
way,
with the
yeah.
lashes, why don't you try to insist to him that we can go, and if it gets you more punishment, well, there you go. You get more lashes.
You know, I'll try and like convince them. Like, technically, you're all employed by me. This is my. I guess technically you're not employed by me. I don't know the rules anymore. I don't know who signs your paychecks.
We're getting paid.
Technically,
Okay,
Colonial
yeah.
probably signs all the documents that come out of Castle Oddity. So it's
You
probably
were paid by
technically-
me, but you not anymore. Well, you never were. You were paid by Fawnde.
I don't think he ever gave me a. You guys get paid?
I'll try and take responsibility, confirm that this was under my charge, and then I'll try and take the lashes. Hopefully, I won't have to take 40 lashes. I don't think I'll survive that.
You'll notice a bunch of people kind of briskly walking back up the road towards the town center.
Oops.
You see some of them are like they're like talking amongst themselves, not necessarily quietly, but you just as you're conversing notice a lot of people are making their way in one direction, including the watchman.
One direction.
Back towards the
Oh, are
town
they in
center.
town?
Like towards the center, like where we came
Thought they
from.
broke
Yeah,
up.
town's like the board, where basically the center of town. You see a lot of people are making their way back that way.
Okay.
Is it like about to hit a certain time where we have to do something?
As far as the rules go, you don't know.
Or maybe your little friend is about to get publicly flogged.
Yeah, maybe actually. Well, Hawkins, if you want to convince him, or try, or see if there's. I mean, you seem really into this whipping thing for some reason.
I'm not into it. I just. What if I get another gold star?
Hawkins, don't lie.
What if it's for good style?
What if my first payment gets me another star?
I want to do it for the star.
What's this now?
You see, they're all like, please. They're star-eyed.
I guess
Stars.
we'll quickly follow them to the town center.
You
Wait,
see,
we just
Sir
abandoned
Myers
our-
like. Sir Myers says,
Well, I mean,
I
the
suppose
guy
I'll
that was
go.
flogging us is going there as well.
Yeah, he looks at you and says, once he realizes you guys are going, he was probably going to say something to tell, but he's like, he just kind of follows
Oh, I
along,
thought he
so-
already started walking.
No, he was waiting, but you can also see from his eyes when you're like looking around that he looks like he was wanting to go. So, I mean,
All right.
Let's finish our business
Hey, I
after
see Alan
this
get
week's
publicly
finished.
flogged.
Yeah. What exactly are we walking to here?
who you asking? Are you asking Sir Meyer, the impound guy?
Sir Meyer. Yeah. Excuse me, Sir Meyer. Where are we going?
Oh, we are going to the town center. It's perfect. It's quite perfect timing. That thief of yours is about to face his crime.
As we have said multiple times, he wasn't a thief.
Not a
Oh.
thief.
I don't
He-
think that's
Not a
up to
thief.
us to decide.
it is.
Sir Moria looks and says, "The watchmen saw what they saw, and the watchmen always see."
Well,
Can they admit that they saw wrong? Or no?
Sir
They
Meyer,
wanna get flogged.
Sir Meyer, weirdly, you don't get a mouth
just
that pops up
curious.
beside you, but Sir Meyer, like, one of those moments like a horror movie where the character like drops deadpan and stares at you like you've said, like you just insulted their mother. He looks at
Oh.
you and says, "What did you say?"
The thing in my throat.
He
It's a lie.
seems.
There's something
Well,
in my throat. so
there's
why
a tongue in his throat.
oh,
Yeah, he technically he's not lying.
Dude, he's good at this. You're good at this.
He
He's like, that's right.
Sir Meyer seems to seems not to bite anymore. He seems to let it go. And he says, "It shall be." Well, he like nods, seeing that you guys are a little apprehensive. He says, "Don't worry. The thief has every chance to repent and avoid more punishment."
Oh well.
The problem is he's not very smart and will not help himself.
You see, he looks towards you, President, and says, "Oh, the what he needs to do to prevent his punishment will be stated at the start of
Okay.
he will be very much aware of what he needs to do to
Well.
not be
be.
But what is it that he needs to do?
good question." He kind of shrugs and says, "We'll find out when we get there."
All right.
I do not
And
like
as you all make
this.
your way, you find everyone around the town. You don't realize. You almost seems like people are a little bit excited, almost, but not fully. It's kind of.
Yeah.
It's kinda like
They're
they-
excited, but they're not allowed to be excited.
It's not like they're excited. It's not like they. Like normally they wouldn't be into this because it's like, but they've been broken down so much that this is kind of like
They're only
Like-
Like the
like
only
the-
cool thing that they get to do.
only cool thing, and also
This is the only
since
entertainment.
they have became such like quote unquote perfect people for this town, they naturally want someone else to be punished for not being a perfect person. They've almost become part
They
of
get,
the
like,
system.
spoon-
because they've
barbarity.
had to work they had to work so hard for it, you know.
Not
it would
even
suck if someone
necessarily-
else didn't get punished for it.
Not even
right?
necessarily that they had to work so hard. It's not. It's more like they're just part of the system. It's kind of like they're so numb to it, like they don't remember before they were like this. They just became what they wanted them to become, and so naturally they're like the Watchmen. This is just their life. So they all seem kind of excited. They seem for it. And they don't seem like oh my god, this little boy is about to be flogged and this is awful and we hate this for him. They're
It's
not.
like,
they're
yeah,
It's
way.
like another
flogging
boy's
time.
getting flogged.
Yeah, they're way past that point. They're so numb and so used to this
Yeah.
lifestyle that they're not in that phase anymore. They've
Everybody's
just
got popcorn.
changed.
They
Here we
got
go
special
again.
glasses made.
Mm.
They say it's flogging time on them.
Blood buckets in the front row.
in the
It's
center
flogging
where
time.
that rod in the ground is that you recognize as a thing. You see now there is a chain in there, and you see a young boy, probably around the age of 15 or so. You recognize him as Alan Moria, the squire, is chained up. He's like chained up, his arms wrapped around the pole, and his shirt is exposed, his back is out. Behind him, you see all the people are behind a bunch of these watchmen. There's probably about 10 of them around the circle, and you see an exceptionally tall watchman who's probably about 8-9 feet tall, and instead of wearing a cream-colored cloak, his is kind of like burgundy almost, and he still has a fedora. And instead of having a newspaper, he just has kind of like a mask on, not like a full mask, kind of like a hospital mask, like that style of mask,
okay.
face mask. But still, his eye, you can't really see his face. You just kind of see the eyes and stuff. And with him, now that he does not have a newspaper, this is the first one you've seen without a newspaper. You see that their snout is kind of longish, like it's pushed out. Like it's not like a human face. It's like pushed out, almost like they have like a weird like rat-like snout underneath it.
Interesting.
But you see this tall, 9-foot tall watchman standing out there, and he kind of raises his hand. The bells go off. He raises his hand. Everyone goes quiet. You hear him speak out. Today we have the thief of the 4 carriages. We have apprehended him a few miles outside of Quaint. We all know thievery is one of the highest criminal charges He will now be punished for his crimes. He has refused to admit guilt for his crimes. If he admits guilt, he shall not be punished. And he kind of looks down at Alamoria, and he looks at him and addresses him. Thief, you shall be whipped until either you admit your crime or you die.
No.
If you do not wish to die, admit your guilt
Well,
and
if
your
he-
crime
If he
and
lies, he
repent.
dies.
Yeah, but if he lies, then they'll be like, "Oh my God, wait! If he's lying about not doing it, then
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
a
he's
that's
fine."
a paradox for
He
them
just
to figure
murdered
out.
someone. Then they just murdered someone and they broke
Yeah,
the
and then
rule.
they broke the rules, and then they die.
Yeah,
What-
but we already know that the Watchers are exempt from the rules.
Do we?
What you just realized, what whoever said that, maybe it was Jan, you realize that this is kind of a lose-lose. In theory, he's going to die regardless of what he does here. You kind of realize that he cannot answer anything that is going to make him live.
Oh, it's a witch
Oh.
trial. That's cool.
It was great having you, Alan.
This is Satan.
Objection!
Are you already
Dies
objecting?
instantly from objecting.
Yes.
Whenever you object, give me an insight. Let me see it.
Oh.
Typed on here.
I'm doing everything right.
Oh.
You do an insight. You see like
Could I use my inspiration on that?
if you want to, yeah.
I think you should live with that.
Do you really think I should live with it?
Yeah, it'd be hilarious.
Okay, I
would be
won't.
funny.
I will use my inspiration then.
Because
I'm gonna roll this.
Okay. You notice more clearly now. Whenever you speak, your words go a certain distance, but you realize once they get to a certain part of like the wall, it just almost like your word. You hear almost like an echo. It bounces back towards you. It doesn't reach into the center.
What the?
can
We
we
got
tell that?
sound
Uh,
magic?
You realize. You just realize that right away. That your words bounce back at you. They did not go into this. It's not like a silence spell, or else you couldn't hear what's inside. But you realize your words at least did not penetrate, and no one's standing, so it didn't penetrate past the watchmen who were like in front of the crowd, who are in a circle.
I guess I'll try and walk forward, abiding by the traffic laws,
In politeness.
not breaking the speed limit.
Sure, you get up to the front. Some people let you through. You get up to the front, and now you see the watchmen their bats are to you. They're the Dead Slayer.
Can I tap poke him in the back? He's like, "Excuse me, good sir."
You see it turns. The red eyes with the newspaper like beat down towards you and pierce you.
I have empirical information for this case. I believe your defendant is innocent.
Woo, devil court! Devil court!
You feel yourself get pushed back. You get pushed into the crowd.
Oh.
No. I would like
No,
that to not
doesn't
happen, please. Is there an entrance, or is there like any like opening, like where there's like an official way of walking into the center?
No, you're very quickly realizing all this is they've subjugated it under the Watchman's rule.
Can we try it? Any ideas?
As you guys are making ideas, you hear Alan Moria speak up and say, "No, I did not thief it, and I will not admit it. It would be an insult to my deal. It'd be an insult to Lord Michael Gar and the Stellar Knights. I didn't mean it. I didn't do it. I worked with them. They are my friends. It is my wagon." And you see the watchman, the tall, weird one, nods, and just says, "Then so be it. We shall begin." And he like this is barbed whip, and he like whips it out, and he's about to crack it, and he cracks it in the air. As you see, Alan Moria is refusing so far to admit guilt because it would tarnish the name of the Stella Knights and the people he works for.
God, what a great guy.
Nothing.
Only Michael Gar didn't treat him like shit 24/7. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't.
You guys are having ideas. You guys can come up with an idea. He's about to get whipped for the first time, though.
I think Fondar has no he doesn't know this guy, so he's kind of like, I don't know.
I can't let the kid die.
As time, the first thing you
can't
hear,
talk
as you guys are
at any
thinking,
time.
like kind of freaked out, like that it hasn't been easy enough to like that your words have been rejected, like what you thought would happen has instantly been rejected, where they're not even hearing you out in a legal sense. The first thing you hear is ah! As it cracks the air into his back. Admit your guilt, thief. And you hear, "Ah! I will not betray my loyalty to my lord.
Hawkins, why don't you try insisting that they
I will
hear you
remain.
out?
I will die loyal if I must." As-
I run forward and listen to Fawnde. I insist. I have information. Please let me pass.
You notice right away they like go to push you back. You realize he's doing this trial's going on. I'm not even gonna make you do an insight because I think you've realized once they reject the second offer,
Yeah.
the watchmen, as what you've heard from these people, they decide, and these watchmen seem to have decided, and the watchmen seem they're going to have their trial. The watchmen are not here. You don't know. I don't think you would think that this is Devil Court, but this is like going out in the woods and like making your own
Like
law
mob
almost.
justice.
Can I
Yeah, yes.
cast identify on the book
Which
and
book?
specifically look for on the book of dictionary law thing?
I don't think you can cast spells.
I've never tried. This is the first time I've cast a spell while we've been in here. I think. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
wanna- I
anybody's
cast-
cast spells.
Identify on it and try and just basically use it as a way to like control F, a way of forcing a higher case, like going
When
over
you're-
their heads and getting
When
to the
you're
next
in the
level.
middle of casting, before you like spend your spell slot, a mouth pops up and says, "You are attempting to cast a spell illegally in the presence of a trial.
Yeah.
If you continue, you will be." It basically says you will be breaking the law. You will be accomplice.
Well, if we're not in the presence of a trial, we could totally cast it.
Quick, close your eyes. That's a terrible idea. Don't do
Uh,
that.
Yeah, I guess I'll
Alan
stop
Moria
casting. I'll-
whips again. You see blood sprays across the thing as this really nasty barbed whip
This is really difficult.
rips into his back.
Is there anything I can like insight to like figure out to
Yeah, do we know
pause this? Yeah. Since I'm with my peers, can I, since we're all like having like a discussion, is there? any way
Yeah,
I can
I'd
get,
say
like,
some people. You
advantage?
guys are probably throwing out ideas like, "What the hell can we do?"
Yeah, I
I'd
was
say
gonna ask
I'd give you
Professor
advantage.
Dirt, since they know about.
And would it be possible that I
Devil
can give
stuff.
this insight check to someone who has really good insight?
Maybe if someone's wanting to take that over.
Would history work here?
I think this would be more of an insight because this is
Okay.
this situation. Like this is already kind of went against like what devils are
What
known
we
for.
know,
Like
yeah.
what you believed. This is already outside of what you thought.
The
it'd be like.
normal realm of deviltry.
Yeah, out of character, my insight's a -1. So if someone has a better insight than me, that's.
I think I have the best insight.
I think I'd be excluding Hawkins right now since he's trying to cast spells
Yeah,
and
yeah, I've
stuff.
done it-
I
I've been
think
doing
this
a
would
lot.
be like Morden and whoever else is like on the
Oh, no,
sideline. who's not
Nilam
been-
has the best insight.
Neelam? Yeah.
All right, Neelam, that's gonna be us very soon if we don't figure out something to do.
the two kids are like, let's.
So let's hear
It's
some.
like Stranger Things.
Let's hear some ideas, Neelam.
Yeah.
Come on.
You get on your bikes and you ride away. We have to save the day.
Neelam, you can give me an insight, Neelam, with advantage. With you and Morden are over here trying to put your heads together. What to do in this situation? What the situation is?
You guys have to save Hawkins.
I don't think Hawkins wants to be saved. Holy.
Sheesh, that's pretty good. Do you have an exact question you guys are asking? 'Cause I have some answers, but I don't know if there's an exact thing.
I guess if what I want to know is anything that we say is being bounced back, so they can't even hear what we're saying.
Get on the side.
And we can't cast any spells.
And
So-
they don't have to follow the insisting thing.
And because of that, they don't have to follow the insisting thing. So realistically, like what ideas would like pop into Morden and Neelam's head to like prevent this from happening? To stop this.
You guys would think, whenever you guys are thinking about this, the things Hawkins have already tried are the obvious. Now that you realize your words are going to have no power here because they can't even reach the center guy, like these guys are not letting it in. It would have to either be, there's a count somewhere here who's probably paying attention to this. It'd either have to be you say something that catches his attention enough to make him, wherever the hell he might be, wherever he is, just kind of allow it. But that's a total, like, who knows what the hell you would have to say to that's like off the wall because it's so many options.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one potential. You also realize since they're not paying attention to your authority or anything like that, or being a reason when they're pushing you back, you're not allowed to like physically get in there casually and make a scene. If you cast any spell to try and figure out something, it's going to be an accomplice. You're kind of being led to the idea that your only option here to save Alan Moria, if he refuses to admit his guilt, which it seems he's going to because of his loyalty to all of you and what he wants to be, he is going to choose to die not admitting his guilt, or if he doesn't admit his guilt, he'd die anyway. So the only option you're coming to think of to save Alan Moria is you're going to have to get your hands dirty. You guys are you might have to get in there and you might have to start casting spells and pulling swords and run for the hills.
But wouldn't we not be able to do that because of was there a rule based on violence? Like fighting back, like fighting?
There is in the federal.
There is rules like that. You've also, the thing is,
but there weren't any for this town.
I don't know if the federal still surveys the town, but the town just has other rules, and they can nullify them.
Light a house on fire.
You don't know if... Okay, so there's two... Because number one, this right here is kind of weird, so maybe this is under the eye of the federal view, so if you attack them in the center, maybe since they're already doing something a little suspicious, maybe it'd be excused, or maybe this would literally put you on the run, and you're going to have to defend against the ethereal swords, and like just figure it out as you go. Let me put it like this. You guys would not assume... You guys are really strong. If the swords that killed your men and weapons appear, you suspect you could probably fend them off long enough to like make a bit of a break for it. Like that. You don't think it's going to be like, oh, you're literally just... Your head's been chopped off right away because you broke the law. Okay. Because the reason you think that is because Flonial, like 5 years ago, ran into this problem and he managed to escape, though barely.
Interesting.
So you think it is possible... The problem is just, if you do this, you're going to save him, but you're suddenly going to be against all the laws, so you're going to have to defend against this and then escape from it, and then just hope you can figure it out.
Back.
You guys see Morden start drawing his sword?
Or you let Alan Moria die. But
wait, don't touch your sword yet. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, what's up here?
How many of the Stella Knights are willing to lay down their lives for Alan? Would we know?
Well, ordered probably,
but
have
any relationships.
Well, most of them find him a little silly, but he's still part of the order. They are going to die for him. That's just their thing.
I think we let Professor Dirt's patron out.
What if we the royal decree already worked once? If we loudly like proclaim, because the count, I'm assuming the count isn't in the center, or else we would have seen him already, unless the big 8-foot-tall guy is the count.
I'm going to give you the insight that might be enough to get the attention of the count, but that is not like enough. That's not going to pull the power play of like, oh, you have to stop this because of this. They don't. It's very obvious that these people do not care. They're going to do their own justice. But that could potentially get the counts, like be enough to get him to like be like, I'm interested.
He's gonna spark a war by doing this.
Let me put it like this. You're like a day or two inside of this land. I'm going to put it... I think you would be very aware that if you cause issues... Right now you've been under the radar, but once you're revealed, if they want you to die, he would probably think that you wouldn't get out of this land before you die. Like, it'd probably like there'd be no witnesses to report it. That's probably how you'd feel.
Okay. All right. Okay, I guess we're going to war, boys.
Of course, whatever was discussed between me and Nalem, you guys would all know. So
yeah,
more than it seems that they kind of put the idea down. Like the most guaranteed way is if you really want to save this guy, you guys might have to.
How much do we like this guy, guys?
Might get dirty with it.
I guess can work into ends and try and find the count.
We could let him die and then revivify him.
You can go into ends, yeah. And give me a perception check with advantage.
Okay.
With me? That's cool. That's cool, yeah.
I think wouldn't that cause some issues? Like as soon as he leaves that town, isn't there like already a big rule against like resurrection or something?
There was a rule that like we have to. Oh, Jesus Christ! We have to like leave the dead body where it is.
You are looking around, and all these people are standing the same. Like they're all looking very solemnly. You see Smiley. There's one person smiling. That he doesn't look like a devil. He looks like a human. One person smiling. At the scene, and he's nearby, not too far away from me, but he's kind of nearby watching this. And you kind of look into recognize who it is, and you realize it's the Cheese Man. Cheese Man smiling very wide, and he's the only person showing any other reaction.
What an asshole!
And I think that's the Count.
Well, he's the only one showing any other weird reaction, and you would presume you don't see any obvious thing of like devilry, but everyone else has like very similar reaction to how if they lived here their entire life, the Count would probably be acting differently because he didn't see things the same.
Count. Right.
Okay, I'm gonna run up to him and say, "My good sir, he is under the charge of us on a diplomatic mission. If this goes bad, this could be a huge blunder. Please allow us to give you more information for this case. Please,
you hear
I insist."
Gets whipped, and he's like screaming now. He's got about 5 so far.
I insist again.
Give a persuasion.
Insist 3 more times.
I continue to insist.
Fuck, my persuasion is not good.
Nah, you got this. You're rolling that 20s back to back, baby.
That's my third 20.
It's crazy.
You're a piece of shit.
Oh fuck, I just ran my toe. Shit. He looks at you, smiles. I hear you. I do. I hear you. You see his voice slowly changes as he realizes that, you're aware. I hear you. I really do. But
for justice,
we have our rules here. And this man has, been believed to be a thief. And he looks at you when he realizes that you're saying he's not. If he's not a thief, all he has to do is, admit that he was one and get out of this punishment. It's easy enough. No one here knows all of you. Tell your man to, just admit it.
But...
Oh, the Count smiles. Oh, you're worried about your words bouncing off. I will drop the boundary and let you do your words to him.
How far away are they? Like, can we hear this, or is this only Hawkins that can hear this?
I'm not like being quiet. I'm not like quietly running off.
What if one of us admits to? What if one of us like admits to doing the crime?
Well, no, because I'm wondering if we can hear them because.
You did kind of hear him talking, as you probably slowly make your way there. And he looks at you, Hawkins. This will stop if he admits it. And even if he didn't do it wrong, there's no more punishment afterwards. No one here is going to remember. No one here leaves their town.
Wait a
minute.
So
if you wish, as I said, I will lower the boundary and you can tell him to get out of this punishment. And he looks at him, and he looks at your men and says, quite honestly, the boy has a lot of loyalty, and I do respect that. But it will get him killed unless, the people he's loyal to tells him to stop.
I guess I'll shout at Michael and you have to command him to say he did it. I think that's his only shot. That's the only way he'll do it.
But then he'll die.
I think they're saying that if he says he did it, then there's no more punishment.
That doesn't mean he's telling the truth.
1 second. I will be back. I'll tell him that.
Because he says that doesn't mean he's telling the truth. We already know these people.
Yeah, but he's gonna die for sure the other way, and this is probably a better chance. And if it, I don't know, either that or we all die almost, probably. I don't know. What do you think?
I think this guy's lying to Hawkins, and he can get away with it because he's the Count.
May have.
Can I,
Or he's not lying, and he's saying there's not going to be any punishment because they're not the ones administrating the punishment, but he will still die because he gets punished from someone else.
I'm honestly, Hawkins doesn't know what to do, and Swills doesn't know who's right. But this is the only shot I think they have. Can I try and like incite him, see if he's just like using
you can incite the Count.
Oh, they killed Michael Dar again.
Let's get another 20.
Oh my
What
god.
the fuck?
Oh my god.
Check a dice.
Justice.
Check a dice.
Holy
Check a dice.
shit! Like I'm wanting to like do this, but I just cannot. The dice are choosing to be like, I can't do it.
Check a dice.
Check
That's
him, check him dice.
That's
You cheating,
fucking
man?
nuts.
Check him dice.
Check him PC.
You
check him
realize
PC.
listening. This is what you did. You come up and the count instantly offers you a solution to the problem. And right away you want to bite because it sounds really good. I mean, it's not good for the situation, but he offers you to get this done and punishment will stop. Easy enough. And so you're about to go for it when Fawnde yells out this information and you realize, back of your head, devils might be lawyers, but they're all still tricky. And you realize this lawyer devil here gave you an option so fast and then led you, after he said you can solve this, and then instantly before saying anything else, allowing you to talk, said he'll drop the boundary for you to talk to him. He was trying to lead you into telling him to admit it, because then he would be killed for lying. So he was trying to trick you. He was trying to get you to get him killed. And you almost bit if Fawnde didn't yell out. And you realized he was trying to trick you. And then you also realized right away this devil is kind of evil.
So, what have I figured out that there's nothing we can do apart from fighting?
Well, it seems right now, with him being flawed, two options are you let him die here, or you.
I'm just going to be. I
make an
got
escape.
3 natural 20s to get this.
Do you feel
Give me
good
a
about
bone.
fighting odds?
You're
Give
getting
me a
bone.
bone.
Your bone is. You want a
Third
bone?
natural 20.
This is a
Throw me a
situation.
bone.
This is a situation
Three
where
nat
there
20s in a
is.
row.
You got the 3 nat 20s, but this is not like this is not a situation where it's like you get nat 20s to over it. Their plan was to kill this guy.
Fawnde?
It's not like
Fawnderson?
they've used the rules to break this. Your bone is. You know what? I'll give you 1 bone with the nat 20 for hawk for ends the hawk, which may make you want to bite more. Here, let me message it to you.
Oh my god.
I'll just
I
repeat
hate
it to
this
them.
guy. I
Okay,
hate
then I'll
this
say it. Then
guy,
I'll say it.
man.
Okay, I'll say it out loud. With ends, whenever you were focused on this first because you want to find a solution. What you notice with ends as well, atop the houses, you see a bunch of squirrels fly in, land on the houses, and you see on their bats are small little individuals. They're little garden gnomes as they start
God.
circling around. And
Yeah,
you
that's
see you see one squirrel that Neelam pointed out has a scar across its face, stands up on the hind legs. You see it puts on a hat and clothing, and you see it raise its hand, and all the squirrel riders put on armor. As you see,
Oh my god.
as you see what you recognize right away with your nat 20s, the Warriors of Terror are here.
Yeah. Fawnde, I was literally gonna DM you like 5 minutes ago to roll a stealth perception check to see if these guys are around.
I think right now.
Realize you have an
this might
out
throw a bit of a
opponents.
curveball, but I think right now Gar would be so fucking afraid that he's gonna die because of the decision that he made that he is going to probably draw a weapon and roll for intimidation on the guy that Hawkins is talking to.
Spicy.
That's what he's gonna try to do.
Oh,
Also, it's my
okay,
birthday,
yeah,
please.
that's-
Birthday 20, birthday 20. It's my
Birthday
birthday.
20.
Roll an intimidation with advantage, but you did get
Yeah.
warned, Michael Gar,
Fucking
that you did
honest.
get warned pulling the weapon, and you realize that this is going to.
No, I know that. I
Yeah.
know that this is like I'm gonna get. I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
I'm just trying the
He's
last
doing his
thing.
last ditch effort.
Yeah,
My-
but this
I'm
is
fucking
yeah.
freaking
Throwing
out.
all his
My
bones.
final message.
And
Michael-
also, I want to threaten him very specifically that he
Okay.
will be fucking diseased if I stab him. I don't know if it works on him or not, but I'm threatening it.
Make your intimidation with advantage,
Okay.
especially since Michael Gar knows what this is going to mean.
Birthday
This is his
20.
second.
27.
Pretty
Good.
close though.
Just pretty
Close.
good. 19. Pretty good.
You see, he does step back, like he's surprised that you pulled out
No, I'm
your
holding his
weapon.
fucking shoulder, and I'm holding the weapon to his.
Yeah,
fucking
he's
face.
surprised that you grabbed this weapon and like you're holding him steady, and he like is shocked and he's like stumbles for his words for a moment. His composure drops, and then he looks at you and he's like, "I could help you, but I can't stop what's about to happen. As Hawkins, you see a sword appear behind the neck of Michael Gar and will bat to swing. As he's broken. Federal law. He's about to be killed for this crime. As a mouth opens and says, "You are going to die for the threading of a count of a higher race."
Well, I'm feeling like I feel like this is gonna end up happening either way. I hope.
All of you realize this is a moment of like Michael Gar's. This guy is agreeing to Michael Gar, but he cannot stop. He cannot stop Michael Gar from being his.
Threatened the wrong guy.
Well, no,
does the count not have like a pardon? Can you not pardon him here?
Can't do anything.
Doesn't seem like he can.
Well, I guess I'm gonna kill him then.
Well, he said he's gonna help. He said he's gonna help.
No, he's not gonna help because he can't help. And I'm about to die. So I'm killing his ass.
If you die, I can revivify you.
Or
Can we
someone
just
could
put Michael
try
Gar
to-
in the genie area? Genie
Someone could-
land?
someone
but then
could
I
try
would
to-
be fucked
someone could
because
try
I'm
to hit the
helping him out
sword.
from
Someone could try
avoiding
to hit the
punishment.
sword.
Yeah, I'm gonna block it.
You're gonna block it.
You're gonna be
okay.
no.
I'm next to him.
You see, he's grabbed this man. He's like, and the count says scared. He says he would help him, but he apologized. He cannot stop what he just committed a crime. He does not have power over that federal crime he just committed. And so Hawkins, you pull out hot brandy, and you smash the sword into the ground, and it crumbles. Another mouth opens and says, "For assisting in, for stopping the punishment of a criminal, you are now accomplished and shall be punished." As you see another sword appear behind Hawkins, soon to strike upon him.
Guys,
Oh,
I think
wait.
shit is hitting the fan.
Can I, would me pretty much yelling, stop, I want to have, pretty much say, I want this all to happen in Devil Court. Like, would that stop any of this? Would I know that from the back, like, from past interactions?
Like you're asking for a trial.
Like,
Like,
Yeah,
asking
can you
for,
request a
we
trial?
request a trial before execution.
You don't know from past experience. You need an insider to try.
Okay, I'll get inside. Can I imagine that I incited that? I'm hoping this works. So
Okay.
Morden's gonna yell, "We request trial before this execution." Pointing towards the swords, like looking at the swords.
You see that a mouth opens in front of you and says, "Your request is forfeit for the crime that has been committed. This is an act of terror, and there is no justice besides death." As it looks and points out that Michael R is still holding the count with a weapon to him. This is not a trial situation. He is about to be. They're basically they're committing this crime. They're trying to save the count's life. These blades they're not sentient, you don't think, but.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not a situation. This crime is not a situation of like, oh, I've committed a traffic violation. Let me fight this in court.
Hypothetically, I
This guy's
threatened
trying to
someone,
assassinate
knife
an
to
official.
someone's face.
No harm has been committed yet, as I look towards Michael Gar.
I'm just gonna put my shit. I guess put it down, and I'm gonna pull up my clockwork shield. That's
You pull up your shield as another blade appears and smacks off of it.
Is it a crime to defend your life when no crime has been committed yet?
I mean,
As
the
I yell.
crime has been committed of threatening somebody.
But no,
Did
Crime.
you let go of the count? You said.
I push him back. Well, I mean, he's not gonna help me at this point. If he like, should I just kill him at this point? I'm not sure. I don't feel like I'm gonna die either way.
He said that he's going to help you.
If you kill him, he can't do anything to help. So you may as well leave him.
Yeah, but he's not gonna help either way. Alan's gonna die either
Yeah,
way.
but if
because
you
he's not
if you kill him, then there's nothing he can like. There's no world where he does anything.
Okay.
But if you leave him alive, there is a chance.
As soon as you let him go, you see he snaps his fingers and he teleports to the center of the square. And you see basically he undoes the chains of Alan Moria, and Alan Moria falls on the ground. He's been whipped like 7 or 8 times. And the count says, "That is my payment. I cannot help you with your crimes you've committed on the level of terrorism. Good luck." As you see, he snaps and he teleports out of your sight.
Okay, can I wanna run and try to get to Alan. What kind of check is that?
It is going to be. Depends. Are you trying to push through these swords or dodge them? Which one are you trying to do?
Push through the swords. I'm gonna just I'm brute strengthing straight
Also,
through.
we're about to be
If I
done
can
here in
see
like 5
him
minutes.
doing a check, I want to give him a guidance.
If someone's in the way, I will attempt to either bat them to the side or behead them.
Okay. Mostly you're worried about the weapons that are trying to kill you right now.
Yes.
So yeah, give me just athletics check. Are you trying to help Beeb?
I'm giving him guidance. The spell.
Okay,
Magic
go
thing.
and cast it. And as soon as you cast it, you see a spear pop up behind you. For assisting a criminal, you are now.
I'm
punished.
dodging.
As you now see now you see half of you now have blades coming to apprehend you
Hey,
for.
we're all going
assisting
down. We're all
criminals.
going down.
That spear away from
Do I
Professor
get
Dirt.
advantage?
You do. As you smack it, you get advantage, yeah, and a +4.
Okay.
You
Oh, and
see
+4, so
a blade
24.
pops up behind you, Fondar. Yeah, you quickly get to the center. You scoop up Alan Moria, who's like bleeding profusely. You see him look up. Sir, am I dead? Am I in heaven? No, there's no way. You'd never die, would you, sir? Are you an angel?
for
You
yapping
are
is
an
later.
angel, aren't you?
God, you should have just let this guy die. He's
Oh, he's
so
no, you are an
annoying.
angel, sir.
God, I hate
But it's my
him.
fault. I have to.
Sir, I didn't. I never lie. I never tarnished your name, sir. It hurt, sir. It hurt really bad, sir.
Thanks
But
for yapping, please.
I didn't give it. I was a
Can
strong.
he
I
not
was
hear
strong,
me?
wasn't I?
Can he not hear me?
He's
You
dying.
think he's a little delusional.
Oh my
You
god.
also think he might think he's dying
No.
because he's seen you.
Okay, well, I look for the fastest exit or the closest horse, literally any form of transportation that is nearby. I'm looking for it.
Sure. As you see, a couple exits are like blocked off by these watchmen who do seem to become hostile towards you now. As you see, like the newspaper drops, and you see like these large snouts with sharp teeth, and like claws come out of their hands. And you start making your way towards where you know horses are. What did the rest of you do? You see Mike as
I'm
you
gonna
like
beckon
as
towards him
slowly
as well.
as slowly all of you like get involved in this combat trying to defend each other. You see Michael Gar grabs this man, fighting off the sword, trying to slay him, and
What's the
starts
crowd
running towards
doing?
horses. They're fleeing now. Not that the watchmen are like active, they are actively like moving. They're trying to get away.
Is it possible
Shield.
during this duration of Michael Gar going towards his squire, would I be able to have a rather quick conversation with the Count about how is there any way we can make these swords like stop?
Oh, the count vanished after
The
he let.
Count's-
Well, the
okay,
count
never
let
mind.
once he was let go. If he teleported to the center, kept his word and let Moria go, and then he said, "I'm sorry, but I cannot help you with the
Okay.
crime you just committed by grabbing me like that is." It basically is
Like
like
a
a federal
high
crime.
crime.
Yeah, it's above his pay grade. He's of a small town. You'd have to go to
Alright.
someone larger than that.
Then I'd be assisting them and also be having swords aimed at me, I guess.
Sure, slowly as you go.
Going into the air.
So, Swells, did you communicate that we found the terrorists, the squirrel people?
I didn't, because if I say anything out loud, then everybody would know.
Hodgins, you have noticed that they're in pursuit of, they're on the roofs flying and in pursuit of Michael Gar and Alan Moria and the watchmen who are chasing behind them.
Okay, well, I'll be following, because I have a sword trying to hit me.
Yeah. Basically what
I
it
think
looks
we
like
all
is
do at this
like,
point, except
as
Neelam.
all, Neelan would probably get involved eventually, I'd imagine. He'd probably have to. Because these are not
Yeah.
easy to like avoid swords. So eventually all of you get involved in this and are, have committed this crime. And it's like that scene where like you guys are on each other's bats, like one turns and you hit a blade away that's not aimed towards you. One like comes out of the sky and you like grab it and throw it away. It's like all of you are just, it's
God,
like a
we're so
very,
cool.
very fancy like
the
coordinated
Avengers.
fight. Kind of like that,
Wait,
yeah. You kind of are like the Avengers whenever
What
like
are we
hordes of
fighting all
enemies
fun
come
right
at them.
now.
And you guys are quickly making way to catch up to Michael Gar as more watchmen like jump out of corners and like start chasing you. And they don't really run; they like walk really fast. Like they don't run; they're like real tall and they walk really
Scare the
fast.
fuck out of me, dude.
And they're following you.
Michael
And
Myers.
every now and then, like they do get like a swing on you, and like I just want to be very clear. I'm not gonna make any rolls or anything, so we don't have time. I don't think it's important enough. I'm making it very clear that these swords, the Watchmen are very strong themselves, and like so they're a lot to handle. The swords are even worse because they come out of nowhere and try and stab you. You guys are like in a very dangerous situation right now.
Yeah.
Just to make it very clear. As you get caught up, you find Michael, as you've been trying to avoid some of these watchmen come out, you've accidentally found yourself into somewhat of a dead end. Just somewhat. Not, and you see like they block off one side, and you see probably about 100 feet down is a wall to an alleyway. Your friends very quickly around the corner and catch it behind you, where they're also, for the most part, surrounded in an alleyway.
Wait, so my friends are behind me.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
like,
they're...
am I close to them?
You're pretty close to them. It's like there's a watchman between you and them, and then there's a bunch of watchmen behind them, kind of like leading them to this area too, like chasing them. And then the swords, obviously.
Well, I
Hawkins,
just
you
try to rejoin with the group as much as I can.
Sure. As you push through the watchmen's like between you all, rejoin with them. Hawkins, you notice at this point, these warriors of terror are up on the roof around the alleyway, and at this point, you just literally see the squirrel with a scar down his face, with now wearing clothing, is stood up on like the dead end wall, and is basically, it looks like the tail's wagging towards all of you. I don't know how many of the rest of you would notice this because you weren't aware of it in the first place, but Hawkins definitely does, as he was aware. Of
I guess Hawkins is gonna shout out loud, "What should we do?" Like he's talking to you guys, but so he also wants to say it to them.
You see a paw, like waves you towards the dead end.
I get this way, guys. Let's go to the dead end over here.
Okay, leader, did I follow blindly?
That sounds stupid. I don't go.
Hawkins, that's so dumb. What are you talking about?
Do as I say, please. I insist.
Persuade me right now.
I insist.
I have to go
Nice,
now.
double
Alright.
insist.
How about you roll another net 20 again?
I feel like Neelam is like following them, but he hasn't necessarily gotten involved yet. So like he's just kind of casually walking because all the swords are just ignoring him.
Neelam, I think at this point, to save their life, you probably would have had to get involved. They probably would be very
Really?
seriously wounded. Like, it's not, like, this situation is not one of, like, this is, like, all the Avengers need to be involved to make sure no one gets an arm cut off
Damn
or
it.
something similar.
Okay.
Once that many people got involved,
And I'm
it's
being
like,
really
okay.
cool. Yeah, then I'm being really cool right now.
Like, you're like free to fly and shit now because, I mean, you've already broken the rules. Like, you guys are
Holy
able to
shit,
do
you're
stuff
right.
that you
All the
weren't.
rules. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
But yeah, you follow him into the alleyway, and Hawkins, you probably hear it more because you're paying attention. But all of you hear just like eat this. As Hawkins, you notice like a couple acorns fall out of the sky.
Eat the cyanide pill.
Hawkins, I don't know if you're going to tell your friends this because your friends
Eat
probably
it.
are not fully engaged. And
Eat the acorns.
What just went in my mouth?
it's all of you that like slingshot
I want
acorns.
to I'm gonna flick acorns into their mouth.
Yeah, as they're like, huh, what are you talking about? They like slingshot shoots acorns into their mouth. It's crazy.
Squirrel.
As you guys, now, thankfully you realize these aren't actually real acorns. They're actually like pills that have like stuff inside of it. As you eat them, it like dissolves, and you feel like a weird liquid, like a grainy liquid in your mouth that tastes kind of sour. And after a few moments of you guys still fighting, you find yourselves suddenly, like vibrating almost. And as you start vibrating, you see everything around you starts getting really tall, really tall.
I want to go. You're feeding me an acorn? What am I, a squirrel?
And as you say that, you see a bunch of squirrels on the roof jump off, their wings expanded, and you see little. I'll show you pictures. Hold on. You see little gnomes on the top, flying down with them. Let me.
Oh my god, we just got gnomed.
Let me even show you this picture.
Don't make me a gnome, please.
I can't believe you made us eat these acorns.
Huh?
Maybe I can show
My
this to you.
character would never eat these acorns.
Maybe you can see that
Well,
picture.
actually,
I
I
don't know.
have character. I don't think I would do anything like
I
that.
don't know if you can see the picture. That
Configure scene.
Huh?
I'm gonna configure your scene.
Configure scene Kadoy map.
No,
What
don't.
can I change?
No, stop.
Change so many things.
No.
Why shouldn't I?
No.
Wait,
I'm
I
gonna make
can
it a big
change the-
gnome meme.
I'm gonna make the unexplored color a different color.
Please don't put
All right,
one
well,
of
you can
yours.
see
that
there's some tokens around you guys, but and on the actual map there's some tokens of these guys around you guys, and you can kind of zoom in and see they're riding squirrels, these little tiny garden gnomes on flying squirrels as they pull out swords and bow and arrows and little acorn shots. Then you see flying down is the winged squirrel with a star across its face flies down. As it flies down, you all see that, and everything is really large as you all find yourselves like really small on the ground. These watchmen are now like, they feel like they're 20 feet tall. As they fly down, you see these gnomes fly down. They start attacking the watchmen and the swords. The swords actually trying to stop swinging at you because you're so small now. They like swing over your head, kind of like missing in a video game. Like your hitbox is too small. That's like it's very easy for you like to avoid them at the moment.
We're hacking.
They swing down, and suddenly, as you guys are trying to fight, you feel yourself being grabbed as one of you's like thrown on the back of a flying squirrel. This flying squirrel like pits up two of you. The next thing you know, all of you are on the back of flying squirrels and are climbing up the wall. And you're like holding on tight to things from you. It's so weird. It's weird climbing sideways up a wall out of nowhere at this height. As they climb up on the wall, and then you see as they like jump over the top of these black buildings, you see the sun shines, and the wings expand. As you jump off the roofs, you feel a gust of wind push you off from this city. And then you find yourself in a very fast swirling, small like tornado of flowers. As you all find yourself merged into one of the wind swirl's famous blossom dust. I don't know what you call those things. Dust
fucking
tornadoes,
things.
Bust winds. Yeah, one of
They're
those
famous.
things.
The bustin' wind.
Yeah. As you guys fly up, you have some petals hit your face. As you see in the distance, the small, quaint town of Quaint, fading away. As your eyes.
That was nightmarish.
As you see, you do see the sword still following you, but they get farther and farther behind as you get into this like little wind tornado. It's so fast it takes you away.
Me and Neil could have just outflown them the entire time.
No, you guys are like real fast right now.
Oh, okay.
You guys are like in a small little tornado. Like you guys are. And with that, I think our session will end because I know Un has some things to do. As you guys get acquainted with the Warriors of Terror.
Yeah, I planned on killing these guys, but I guess we have to help them now.
You still could.
I mean, yeah, I guess we could be.
Maybe we can make you can still make a law. You still make a law.
Team up.
But yes, that's it for me.
I think our law should
We're
be
going
that
to
you
kill
should
them.
stop trying to kill us.
Next
I think
session
our
we
law
can
should be
swear.
that we have ultimate power even above Aphelion, and we can do whatever we want
I like that.
without any loopholes.
Uh,